yo, and hello, and welcome to the 98th episode of GameSpeak Podcast. New episodes go for free every Wednesday in audio format on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, and all of your favorite podcast directories, and in video format on YouTube, so you can see us in stunning HD. This show is two childhood BFFs bringing you all things video games. You can find us online at createforsanity.com, where you can listen to episodes, subscribe for behind the scenes news, read radical articles, and buy sick t-shirts from our shop. Also, be sure to join the community in the Facebook group at facebook.com/group/GameSpeak Podcast to hang and talk games with other nerds like us. I'm one of your hosts, Jamal Jafra, alongside Brent. Can we get much higher? Bass.
So high.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
Oh, dude. Lots of
Lots
of stuff.
Lots and lots of lots.
Lots of stuff.
Cool.
So,
Cool.
yeah, like I'm trying to think. Oh, so this week, these past, I guess, 2 weeks have just been full of fun things that have to do with video games that aren't necessarily video games.
Let me have it.
Basically, I got an audiobook. You know, you guys can too if you use audibletrial.com.
The plug.
It's audibletrial.com/GameSpeak Podcast. It helps us out, gets us money, but also you get a free book.
Yep.
Actually, you get like 3 free credits, I think, so 3 free books. And then you get to keep them after the trial is over, so you might as well do it. Anyway, so I got this book, and it was about I think it was written back in like 2001 or so. But it was about the Doom creators and like about that whole situation, and it's really interesting. John Carmack, John Romero, the two Johns, you know, and John Carmack's working at what's that place? The VR place, Oculus.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
he just got sued actually, like for $40 million or something like that, over some Oculus technology that.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so these guys were geniuses. I'm sorry, but this book was amazing, and like it just like really inspired me to go back to trying to learn to program video games or like to code video games. And so like I hit up our friend of the show, David Stanley, who's working on Skeletac, and like he kind of pushed me in the right direction to like start learning code, you know. And so like I've been working on coding in Lua, which is the language in the Corona SDK engine, which by the way is like strictly mobile games, like I mean, and mobile apps or whatever. But so like I'm not saying that I'm even fully understanding what's going on with it right now, but I'm just having so much fun kind of breaking it down.
So are you making a game right now?
No, not necessarily. I'm just learning to code and to create games. Like I've made a couple of games like that. They kind of set you up on, they explain the code like variable, like line by line, you know, what everything is, you know, which whenever I was a kid, whenever I was like 12, I went to fucking Hastings and bought like a book for C++ or whatever, thinking I was going to like learn to code, you know, and it's not something easy, and you don't just jump into it.
No,
but like
definitely not.
I want to make it a something as disciplined as I consider GameSpeak Podcast to be. So like I'm kind of saying it out in public, so I have to hold myself to it. But like I mean, I've been on it for like 2 weeks straight, so I know I'm almost at that point where it's like with working out with me or whatever, where it's like I'm gonna exercise at this a little bit every day, and eventually, I'll be chipping away at some type of statue that's underneath that's beautiful, and that's what I want to do. I want to make a video game. So
cool! I can't wait to see what you come up with. You gotta let me help voice act some of the characters. Or something.
Yeah, dude, of course.
Yeah.
The GameSpeak game. No, I don't know. It's fun, and like I didn't expect it to be fun. I was like, I don't want to sit there and type shit. But then,
that's surprising to me. It doesn't seem like that would be fun.
No, it really. It's just like
seems tedious and.
It's tedious, but at the same time, it's like a key to like some other dimension that we can't access, you know, like artistically, unless you just figure it out.
A language. It's almost like learning a language.
It is. It's a lot of math. which is, but it's like, it's super basic math. It's just really trying to wrap your head around Inception is what it feels like, because it's like, oh, well, you got to make a table, and then you got to make a table inside of a table, inside of another table, which you're going to reference back to by using this, callback. And it's like, oh my God. But every day I'm like, oh, that's what it means, and like it's like that fun puzzle thing where it's like you make these little tiny progressions. It's almost like playing a video game.
Yeah.
You make like a little tiny progression, and it's just like you feel so good about it, even though like it's like the dumbest thing, like
it's all a little piece of the bigger puzzle.
Yeah, and I'm hoping. And by the way, David Stanley's coming back on the show.
Oh,
pretty soon.
Great.
But like I want to get to the point to where I can have somebody message me and be like, "Hey, man, how'd you start coding?" And then I can be like, "Here you go."
Yeah.
Like that's what I want. That's what I want in life now.
I love that. I love that ambition, that drive.
Chasing the code high.
That code dragon, bro.
Anyways, so that's basically what I've been surrounding myself with.
That's cool. That's more exciting than my week. This weekend we had to go down to Dallas because Audra's grandmother died. It was a pretty sad event, but her grandmother didn't want a funeral. She explicitly wanted us to take the money that we would have spent on a funeral and like do something all together as a family instead.
That's a dope ass human being.
I know. Isn't that cool?
That's beautiful.
That is so cool. So like we rented this big ass house and we all hung out for the weekend and we like played ping pong and stuff and we had a really good time. But that being said, I did miss the actual launch of Resident Evil 2, which was a little sad.
That's fine.
But it's totally okay. Totally okay. Not a big problem. I played plenty of Resident Evil. But I brought my Switch with me on this trip.
Oh, damn.
You know what I mean? And I got to say, the Switch definitely lives up to the portability factor.
Yeah, I
took it everywhere. I played it all over the place on the go, in the car, in the room, hooked it up. Whenever we got to that big ass house, they had a big projector, right?
Oh, damn.
And everybody in Audra's family loves Smash Bros, right? So
it's like a family of Smash Brothers.
Yeah, it really is. So her cousin's husband is actually really this cool dude. He plays like lots of video games. We're a lot alike.
This is the VR guy, right?
Yeah, the VR guy. Yeah.
Okay.
So he came and he has a Switch too, and he hooked his Switch up to this like projector in the movie theater room, and we all just sat in there and like played Smash Bros. And like people would come in, and dude, the Switch is so cool. We had like a whole bunch of Joy-Cons just everywhere, and kids would come in and just pick up a Joy-Con, jump in really fast, play a game or two, and then jump out. It was so easy. It was like, I don't know. It was super functional. And I finally got around to starting Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Like, after everybody would go to sleep, I'm such a night owl, everybody would be asleep by like 2 a.m., and I'm like still wide awake, So I'd pop on Breath of the Wild. And I gotta say, it's really fun. Like it's an enjoyable game.
It's definitely a little bit to take in right at the start. Like
I'm sorry, we're not even doing currently playing right now. I'm just like jumping into my currently.
I imagine you have like 20 other games to talk about.
Yeah, no, I got excited, but
I mean, okay, we'll save it. We'll get back to it. We'll jump into the news so we can get to the games we're playing.
Yeah.
Anyways, so just so you guys know, before we jump into the news, we're going to be using articles from around the internet. It's not our news, but we're going to be giving commentary on it. So that's what's ours. We claim our opinions. Don't you dare take those from us.
They can't take that away from us.
Or can they? New video game. No, I'm just kidding. As teased, Bandai Namco announced some big Dragon Ball related news during the Dragon Ball FighterZ World Tour Finals this weekend. In addition to confirming a second season of DLC for the fighting game, the publisher shared the first trailer for its new Dragon Ball Z action RPG. The trailer doesn't showcase much in the way of gameplay, but it appears the game will recount the story of Dragon Ball Z. The video recreates some iconic moments from the series, such as the first time Goku transforms into a Super Saiyan during his battle with Frieza. We also briefly see him walking past a handful of familiar locations, including Capsule Corp and the Kame House. The true warriors are in a never-ending search for the ultimate fight, the narrator says. This is the story of the mysterious Dragon Balls, a story about determination, despair, and hope. This is the story of Goku, the one they call Kakarot. Anyway, so it says it's the upcoming Dragon Ball action RPG, it's just going to be Dragon Ball Z Project
I don't think
RPG.
It's got a,
it doesn't have a name
firm
yet.
title yet.
Yeah, but it's supposed to come out this year.
It looks cool, man. I hope it really is just like the entire retelling of Dragon Ball Z, because I've never really sat down and watched the whole story, so it'll be kind of a surprise to me. Like I'm familiar with a lot of the characters, but the story is just a total
Kakarot.
So I can't wait to try it. I don't know.
Yeah, and it's going to be developed by CyberConnect 2, the studio behind Asura's Wrath and Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm Trilogy.
I didn't play either of those.
Yeah. That means nothing to me. No, but hopefully if it's an action RPG, we're going to get some of that Dragon Ball Z sagas, but legitimate.
Yeah, all the screenshots look pretty cool. I don't know.
They look dope. He's just walking down the street.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck yeah.
Dude, I can't wait to get in here.
What you got?
So Marvel's Spider-Man has some new suits coming. They teased earlier this month that there was something fantastic for the game coming, and now with the 1.14 patch, they've got these 2 suits they're adding in from 2 times that Spider-Man has crossed over into the Fantastic Four universe. There's one suit where in the actual Fantastic Four comic, he forgot his suit and he had to just wear a paper bag over his head and like a costume. It's kind of funny looking. And then the other suit is like a white spider suit with bug eyes. I don't know.
I don't remember that from the Sam Raimi movies.
Do what? Oh, they have the Sam Raimi one in there too. They keep adding free DLC Spidey suits, which is kind of cool. You know what I mean?
That is cool. That's what they should be doing.
I like all the free DLC that developers are doing these days.
Yeah, it's stuff that should have already been in the game. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm excited.
As long as it's free, it's cool with me.
So, another one of this year's biggest releases is skipping Steam in favor of the Epic Games Store. Publisher Deep Silver has announced that the PC version of its upcoming first-person shooter, Metro Exodus, will be available exclusively through Epic's digital storefront when it launches next month on February 15th. But this is what Steam had to say about that. It says, in a statement on the Metro Exodus Steam page, the company wrote, later today, sales of Metro Exodus will be discontinued on Steam due to a publisher decision to make the game exclusive to another PC store. The developer and publisher have assured us that all prior sales of the game on Steam will be fulfilled on Steam, and Steam owners will be able to access the game and any future updates or DLC through Steam. We think the decision to remove the game is unfair to Steam customers, especially after a long pre-sale period. We apologize to Steam customers that we're expecting it to be available for sale through the February 15th release date, but we were only recently informed of the decision and given limited time to let everyone know.
Why the fuck would Steam customers care? What do they have to do? Download the other fucking thing?
Probably.
Oh, God forbid you have to fucking go get the fucking Epic server. Yeah, come on. I bet it's as simple as downloading a little thing.
It is. But, Steam's hurting right now.
Fuck Steam, dude.
Steam's not actually
hurting. They don't want to
but
hurt. They should lower their fucking,
They did, though,
shit.
didn't they? They lowered their developer split and whatnot.
No,
or no, that was another one.
That was Discord, I think, or some.
You're right.
That was some other publisher. I think.
Yeah. Steam's still the
Steam
big
still got the 33% cut, but I don't know. My thing is, on that same article, it goes on to talk about how that game is going to be able to be sold for $50 in the U.S. on the Epic Store instead of $60, just because they're going through the Epic Store.
Damn.
It's a $10 markdown just because they're going. That's dope.
That's
you know
really
what I mean?
dope. That's how we're going to cut these costs.
That's what I'm saying. Epic is giving back to the people, and people are just mad about it. That's like Walmart getting mad because some other store comes out and just oh, we're cheaper than Walmart, and we love the environment. You know what I mean? I don't know.
And we take care of our employees. Anyways, what you got?
Let's see. Detective Pikachu already has a sequel in the works. This announcement is fairly surprising, as the first movie hasn't even released yet. According to The Hollywood Reporter, Legendary has hired Oren Uziel to helm the script for the sequel. Uziel is known for his work on 22 Jump Street and the Cloverfield Paradox.
Okay, so he got a half there.
A half star. His name has also been seen on future Supergirl film planned for Warner Brothers, as well as upcoming movies Sonic the Hedgehog and Men in Black International.
Oh shit! So he's doing Sonic the Hedgehog and a Pokemon movie.
He's got a lot on his plate right now.
Yeah,
Men in Black International is already probably done filming. I think that's already like in theaters and shit. If it's not, it's about to be like
definitely
in like a week.
Because originally they were going to do like a crossover between Men in Black and 21 Jump Street.
Really?
Yeah. Originally that was the idea, and
that would be hilarious. Probably
it would have been amazing. I don't know why.
Why didn't they do that? That would have been great.
It fell through. I mean, imagine Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum just as Men in Black.
That would be so fucking hilarious, dude.
I wish that would have happened.
Man.
Anyways, Halo Infinite developer 343 Industries has made a new hire, and it's for what sounds like a completely new role. Justin Roby, a 17-year-old. It's Robey. Yeah, so I don't know. A 17-year Microsoft veteran who worked as a software test engineer and then a senior producer for nearly 2 decades is now the, quote, director of player voice at 343. In his new role, Roby will communicate and work with members of the Halo community so that their voice is heard by developers throughout the production process. This, quote, this new role is about working with you, the player, to have an active voice throughout the development, launch, and lifetime of Halo Infinite. Let's rock this together, he said in a tweet.
It's actually a really good idea because the First Contact Entertainment, the people who did Firewall 0 Hour, they actually hired Frank Marm, the guy who does PSVR Frank. He's the Frank Show. He does like all these videos reviewing PSVR videos and stuff. They hired that guy as their community manager, and now he like just trolls social media and like does everything he can to like further the image of Firewall 0 Hour and shit. And like he's got all these pages that he's made and communities that have like tons of people. I don't know. It's pretty cool. I don't know. And like he takes people's feedback, and like within weeks, you'll see it implemented into the game via a patch. You know what I mean? It's pretty crazy. Like
that is neat. I like this this world of video games that's coming up in the future, where people can or like I guess immediately have some type of communication with the developers.
Yeah,
it's getting really smaller.
Nice. Yeah, for sure.
Which I like. I mean, obviously the AAA game companies get further and further, but these you're seeing more and more indie developers making games that are just as much quality as like a AA.
Yeah,
it's pretty
absolutely
crazy. It's exciting. Anyways, you just went right. Yeah. Okay. So the new Resident Evil 2 remake for PS4, Xbox One, and PC is a huge hit. Capcom has announced that the game hit 3 million copies shipped worldwide in the first week. Capcom has announced that the entire Resident Evil franchise has now pushed 88 million units shipped since the series debuted back in 1996. It also updated the sales performance for Resident Evil 7, confirming that it has reached 6 million copies shipped. Unsurprisingly, Resident Evil is Capcom's biggest franchise based on total units shipped. For comparison, the 1998 original Resident Evil 2 reached 4.96 million in sales during its lifetime, so the new edition is already well on its way to hitting that mark. A big launch week for the remake was no surprise, as the game's unique one-shot demo picked up 4.7 million downloads.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
They're doing big numbers over there at Capcom. I
can't believe it's already sold like half as much as 7. I feel like 7 sold pretty good. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I think a lot of people wanted this. 7 was kind of like...
I think 7 people were a little weary of because of 6. You know what I mean?
Well, because of 6 and because it went into first person, so like people were like, okay, that's weird. So some people who were into PT were probably like, hell yeah, this is amazing. But then the people who were only about Resident Evil for the nostalgia factor were like, fuck that,
See, yeah, I've been talking to a lot of people though. Like, my thing is, aside from the fact that it was first person, I feel like 7 is the most Resident Evil-y game.
It is.
Resident Evil.
It's a throwback.
You know what I mean? It really is. Like, all the puzzles in 7 feel almost exactly like the puzzles from 2. You know what I mean? Some of them are exactly like the tape that you cut with the knife in the very, very beginning of.
Yeah.
You know, that's in both games, and it's like, I don't know. There's a lot of really similar things. Like,
definitely. but this is a throwback, not just a throwback.
Yeah. Anyways, what were you saying about that?
Nothing. We're moving on.
We're moving on. Did you talk about the DLC that's coming?
No, I didn't. Go ahead.
I mean, you know, I won't go too far into it, but they have this DLC. They just announced free DLC for Resident Evil 2 coming in 2 weeks. It's called the Ghost Survivor DLC. It's going to add 3 more fucking stories onto the fucking thing.
Like 7-hour stories?
No, I don't think so. I think they'll be like small scenarios, but it'll still be pretty tight. I mean, you know, give me that free shit. You know what I mean? If it's anything like in Resident Evil 7, they did a free DLC called No More Heroes, and it was like a 3-hour campaign where you played as Chris Redfield and you went through, and it was really tight.
That's awesome.
So, I mean, it's probably going to be something like that. You know what I mean?
That would be cool. Hopefully there's poltergeists.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe some ghouls. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, so Nintendo Switch owners may soon be able to enjoy one of Ubisoft's biggest franchises on their portable systems. According to retailer listings, a new collection of Assassin's Creed titles is coming to Switch in just a couple of weeks. Czech store Hernes Vet has listed a Switch game titled Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation Collection with a release date of February 15th. This apparently, it says this follows an earlier product listing from German retailer Media Markt for an Assassin's Creed collection on Switch. In response to these latest listings, Ubisoft told GameSpot it does not comment on rumors or speculation, though the publisher's CEO Yves Guillemot told GameSpot last year that no mainline Assassin's Creed game would launch in 2019. So it's probably going to be a collection or you know, of older games.
Honestly, I think that would be fucking sick to have a bunch of old Assassin's Creed games you could play on the go, you know? I don't know, just anything portable to me is fucking sick. Like Doom, Wolfenstein 2, all these like big quality games. I want to take them on the go with me and just play them in a park somewhere. You know what I mean? I know that sounds stupid. No, fuck.
It's weird. It's like a weird thing. I keep forgetting they're the same game. I'm like, why am I so excited to play this game that I've already played on Xbox?
It's just
like
the
it's
freedom
just
to play it anywhere. You could be sitting on like a balcony somewhere on top of a roof in a fucking parking garage. You know. Like, I just love that. You can just pull it out and play it wherever you want, you know?
I love it, too. And the thing is the novelty hasn't worn off after so long.
No,
I've had it for a while. And it's
super useful. And also, it's cool because, like, if my girlfriend's watching the TV or something, I can just turn the volume down really low. Or if I just want to watch something, like sometimes I want to watch TV and play a game, you know? I can play, like, some kind of, like, you know, like Pokemon was a great game to play while you're just watching TV or something.
Mindless.
Yeah, some kind of mindless shit, you know? I don't know. I like that.
Same. What you got?
Let's see. Okay, this is a big one. Last week, Nintendo provided an unexpected update on the state of Metroid Prime 4. In a video, Senior Managing Executive Officer Shinya Takahashi admitted that the development of the game thus far hasn't reached the standards the publisher wanted, and the project has been rebooted. Additionally, Retro Studios, the Texas-based team that developed the 3 previous entries in the series, has been brought back to work on the sequel. Although this is very regrettable, we must let you know that the current development progress has not reached the standards we seek in a sequel to Metroid Prime, Takahashi said. Nintendo always strives for the highest quality in our games, and in our development phase, we challenge ourselves and confront whether the game is living up to that quality on a daily basis. From this perspective, we have determined that the current development status of Metroid Prime 4 is very challenged, and we had to make a difficult decision as a development team. We have decided to re-examine the development structure and change it. Takahashi went on to confirm Kensuke Tanabe, producer on the game, will work in trust and collaboration with the studio that developed the original Metroid Prime series, Retro Studios, and restart development from the beginning. This collaboration, he said, will allow Nintendo to make a sequel that meet the expectations of the fans. So
Yeah, it's going to be a long time before we see Metroid. So
yeah.
Metroid,
but hopefully it'll at least be good.
it'll be amazing. I mean, if they got Retro back on it, Retro, did the originals. They did Donkey Kong Country Returns.
Oh, really?
They did
cool.
Tropical Freeze.
Yeah.
They did a bunch of really good games.
I really like Donkey Kong Country Returns. I think I want to get Tropical Freeze, but I want to get it on sale. I don't want to pay full price for it. You know what I mean?
The weird thing about Retro, I like how they're specifically Nintendo. Like they're just all about Nintendo, and they're not even like a first party or anything. Like they're just like, we make fucking Nintendo games.
They just like that shit. That's tight.
It's so dope. I don't know the ins and outs of how that company works, but I'm really excited that they're on Metroid. I mean, I thought it was weird we didn't see anything from it, so
I mean, the first 3 Metroid Prime games were just absolute fire. You know what I mean? So it makes sense that they would be back.
The first 2 were absolute fire. I didn't really like the third one.
I don't know. I like the one that was on the Wii. I like the one that was on the GameCube. I like the one that was on the
I guess they were
DS.
all pretty good. Now, my thing about Metroid and like them kind of scrapping what they already have, 10 years from now, people are going to be fucking just scavenging, trying to find any type of footage from the original cut. I want to see what that looks like. It's going to be so cool.
The Lost Metroid 4. Like.
Oh, yeah. Every like video game YouTube channel is going to be like, did you know? No. Anyways, so we're going to jump on over. Was that? Yeah, that was you already, right?
What? No.
You just go?
Yeah. Wait, what? No.
You just went.
Yeah, I just went. Sorry.
We just fight over. We'll let the audience decide who goes. No, I'm just kidding. No, the Dead or Alive series hasn't quite reached the same heights as Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter. But with that said, it's still a fighting game series that's carved out. Basically, I'm not even going to read all this, but the creators of the game were like, we paid attention to what happened with Street Fighter V and people not being happy that there wasn't a story mode and stuff. So we made sure to put a really good story mode in. And they really want to go esports focused this time. Like they're trying to make it an esports
I've
fighter.
always been a huge fan of the Dead or Alive series. Out of all the like basic fighting games, I think that's my favorite. Like Soul Calibur, Tekken, all those. I love Dead or Alive. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, since they're going esports, you might have to jump on 6 and try and go pro, dude.
I played a little bit of 6 in the beta, and I was really bad at it. And I'm usually really good at, like, Dead or Alive. Like, Dead or Alive 5, wreck anybody, dude. Dead or Alive 3, 4, even 2. Like, all of them. Even the one on DS. But the new one is hard. It's a little different. It's not, like, the same style of combat. Like,
really? It doesn't have all the, like...
There's little, like, tricks I used to do that would, like, fuck like people's day up in my last, you know what I mean, in the old Dead or Alive games. Like
maybe you just have to find it in this one.
I think that's what it is. Maybe they changed the button scheme a little bit, and like I don't know.
You can't.
I'm not entirely hating on it because but I would like to experiment with some of the other characters and stuff.
I feel that. What you got?
Let's see. Square Enix has trademarked the term closely associated with its recent retro throwback Octopath Traveler, suggesting it may plan to use the phrase more in the future. Gematsu reports that the company filed a trademark for HD 2D and HD 2D, it's just spelled without a hyphen and with a hyphen, in Europe. This isn't the first time Square has used the term, though, since it commonly referred to the aesthetic of Octopath Traveler this way, the game blended blah, blah, blah. So, basically, they're just trademarking it, you know what I mean? And a lot of people think that they're doing so because there's either a sequel to Octopath coming or some other kind of game like it. What I think they're going to do, and this is just speculation, but what if they did like a Chrono Trigger remaster with like the HD 2D graphics? You know what I mean?
That would be dope as hell.
I bet that's something like that coming, or one of the early Final Fantasy games.
Well, I think they're just trying to get on top of using the term HD 2D because, think about it, like
I'm just saying I wouldn't be mad if they did a bunch of the old school games like remastered. In
that would
style.
be dope as fuck. But but look at how quickly like name trends catch on, like with like the whole Metroidvania thing. Like, I remember when that wasn't even a word, and then all of a sudden it was just everyone uses it for every fucking game that somewhat slightly resembles a Metroid.
Oh my god, I know. It's so annoying.
Game. It's like, oh yeah, it's a 2D Metroidvania roguelite. Like all these things that like, the terms get used so often. I feel like they're just trying to bank on that. They're like, oh, somebody's going to use fucking this term, and then we can jump in and be like, you fucking owe us. You owe us money.
Exactly.
Yeah, but we'll see. I don't know. Maybe they'll make us some cool ass games.
Maybe they just don't want everybody to just jock their fresh,
Yeah. I mean, you can't patent a specific art style. So
no, but you can patent what it's called.
Yeah, they'll just call it 2D nudie. Got that nudie 2D. I don't know what that means.
Got that nudie 2D. Is it your turn?
Yeah. Let me see what I got here. There's like a really long one, but I'm just going to kind of summarize it. That controversial stuff that happened with Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Apparently the DLC, they basically changed it. So,
well, that's lame.
Yeah, so they said let me see, where is it at? I'm just going to pull it for just that specific part. It says, we attempted to distinguish between... Oh, wait. Here it is. We want to extend an apology to players disappointed by a relationship your character partakes in. Alexios / Cassandra, realizing their own mortality and the sacrifice Leonidas and Marine had made before them to keep their legacy alive, felt the desire and duty to preserve their important lineage. Our goal was to let players choose between a utilitarian view of using your bloodline, ensuring your bloodline lived on, or forming a romantic relationship. We attempted to distinguish between the two, but could have done this more carefully, as we were walking a narrow line between roleplay choices and story, and the clarity and motivation for this decision was poorly executed. So the LGBTQ organization GLAAD celebrated the move in a tweet, saying it is pleased with Ubisoft's decision and that the change in the game is an important first step toward mitigating the damage done by the game's latest DLC.
The damage did so much damage to the LGBT community. Like, completely fucked their whole agenda up.
My thing, I don't get it.
I'm usually like, look, I'll be the first
to
sit here and be like, yo guys, that's fucked up.
Yeah,
like, don't do that. But like, I can't stress enough how fucking stupid this is. Like,
I can only imagine the damage that was done, though.
Oh, astronomical, dude.
I just don't get it. I don't get it. Anyways, let's move on.
Okay,
so y'all get ready for a DLC that makes literally no sense because you got to carry on your lineage. So does the game just end for anybody who plays the gay option? Like,
if you play the gay option, Zeus comes out and just like lightning bolts a baby into you. Like,
is that literally what happens?
No, I'm just.
It would make sense, more sense than what's happening right now. So, anyways,
oh jeez,
go ahead.
Okay, so I can't talk. Bethesda, developer and publisher of Fallout 76, has denied the PS4, Xbox One, and PC game is going free to play. Rumors of the online title switching its payment model surfaced after consumers noticed at least one retailer was no longer stocking standard versions of the game. However, it seems that was simply a decision made by the retailer to place greater emphasis on the special editions. Bethesda itself stated there is no truth to this rumor, while Australian store EB Games confirmed that it still planned on supporting the boxed edition of the game both in-store and online.
I think it's going free to play. I think they're trying to cover this shit up.
You think?
Yeah. There's no legitimacy to the rumors, but give it a month. We'll see where we'll see where we're at.
All right.
Anyways, the NPD Group has announced that Call of Duty was the best-selling console game franchise in 2018 in the U.S., marking the 10th year in a row that the series has earned the title. In celebration, Activision published a blog post that highlighted the best Call of Duty moments from the past decade, as well as thank fans for playing. Quote, "We've been honored over these past 10 years to see the community come together, showcasing some truly incredible moments," Activision wrote. "Whether it's jaw-dropping skills, frenetic clips, or just some funny experiences, we're honored to serve the most passionate community around." The blog post ended with promises that there would be more Call of Duty to expect in 2019. Really? But no exact details were shared. Activision's 10-year streak started back in 2009 with Modern Warfare 2.
Damn.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
I can't, dude. I can't. I was not expecting that Call of Duty 2019, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No way.
Wait, what? I was like, oh, man.
You're like, whoa, no. Like, I just, it's not like it comes out every year.
Dude, they never put out Call of Duty games. What are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying. I haven't seen one in, like, months.
I feel like it's been at least a few days since they dropped a Call of Duty game.
And it's been like the top seller. Anyways, so what you got?
I got one more, and I'll save you the whole spiel. But Hulu is dropping its basic subscription price from $8 to $6.
Yeah, that's a big fuck you to Netflix because they just raised their price.
Oh, did they really?
Again.
Ooh.
It's like $11 now for the basic on Netflix.
Netflix does have a lot of good original shows, though. I don't care what anybody says. There's a lot of original content that you can only access via Netflix or via bootleg.
It's true, but $11 when I first started it was like $7.95.
I will say $6 a month is a wonderful deal for Hulu. You know what I mean? There's a lot of good stuff on Hulu.
Might be asking a little too much for Hulu. You know what I'm saying?
You got like brand new episodes of South Park and Family Guy
and American Dad when they come out. That's the thing. Like,
yeah, it's kind of a seasonal thing when Hulu's worth it. Like, sometimes Hulu's more worth it than others.
I've been capped off on my American Dad and Family Guy. Well, until like this past month, I was capped off for like ever.
I need to get Hulu again. I just want Hulu so I can watch stuff on my Switch and actually, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's like the only streaming service I can use on my Switch, and I don't actually have Hulu, so it's
just watch it on your phone.
No, it's my it's the novelty of it, bro.
I need it on Nintendo. Yeah. Have you watched the newest season of American Dad?
Is it hilarious?
It's pretty funny, but you can tell there's like, I don't know if it's maybe they just felt like changing the way they're writing stuff, or if it's all like a bunch of new writers on it, because it's like anytime they can make something super gory and brutal, like it happens. Like
really?
Anytime you think it's gonna happen, you're right. You know, like like it's like, oh, like there's like a part where like he has to like scratch, or she has to scratch her face or something, and I was like, she's gonna like rip her face into like gross, grotesque chunks, and that's what happened. And I was just like, why does this keep happening? Like every single episode.
Maybe they have just like some psychopath on the fucking writer room. Just
I don't know. Maybe you should just have her rip her face off.
I'm just like, this isn't that. It's like the rest of the show, everything around it is funny, but they keep throwing in this like, it's like off-putting, like almost disturbing, like Mortal Kombat style, like brutality in it. And I'm just like, what the fuck? This is not what happens in American Dad. Like, there's been some, like,
yeah, like every now and then,
it's every episode on the newest season. What the fuck? It happens at least once.
I gotta watch this just so I can see this weird shit.
Do it, dude. Watch it. Watch the newest season. Tell me I'm not overreacting.
No, I'm so curious now.
But anyways, PUBG Core has released a new trailer for PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds that teases a location on the game's new Vikendi map. The location is a secret cave that's hidden on the snow map. The players discovered the secret location a few days ago, according to VG247, after patch 25 went live on PUBG's PC test server. The mysterious spot is difficult to find, and this new trailer is the first time PUBG Core has even acknowledged that it exists. But see, the funny thing about this is like, cool, whatever, there's like a secret hole My thing is how they responded. Although, according to an interview with Newsweek in December, additions like this might not be the last. Quote, there is a lore to PUBG, but we all prescribe to a show don't tell mentality. PUBG art director and team lead David Kurd said, quote, in the environmental set dress we offer little clues, and because this is an online game that's constantly updated, we're always leaking, adjusting art, and adding more lore details and story stuff. We do have stories we're excited to tell. Based on the nature of this cave and how it received its very own trailer, it could be the first one of these lore details planned for the game. So, too little, too late, PUBG.
Yeah, I mean, like,
what lore are you talking about?
My thing is, like, you add a secret cave, it's like big fucking whoop. Like, fucking Fortnite adds some new secret weird shit every, 2 days. Like, fucking... Their map is constantly changing and morphing into something crazy and
What are you saying? David Kurd said it's an online game that's constantly updated.
Not constantly enough to compete with Fortnite. My thing, I don't know. It's like or honestly, Call of Duty even. Blackout is 500 times better than fucking PUBG. You know what I mean? And they're updating that shit constantly as well. Whatever,
dude. The lore's so deep. I can't even remember half the shit that happens there. Not dude. Because it's forgetful or anything, but forgettable. I mean, but anyways, yeah. So what you got over there?
That's it. That's all I got, baby.
Okay. All right. So a little bit more news. At the HCS Invitational at SXSW 2019, there is going to be an announcement for some new, or it's Master Chief Collection news are going to be there.
Oh,
so I don't know what that means, but that's what they wrote. 343 wrote on the blog post is that they're going to reveal.
What could they possibly do with the Master? Maybe they'll add. Hey, it'd be cool. Maybe they'll add Halo 4 and 4. Or is it what
Halo
games?
5 is
Halo
the only
5
one
is
missing.
the only one. I bet they add Halo 5 to the Master Chief Collection.
That would make sense
via a patch.
That would be the only thing newsworthy, I guess.
That's I mean that's my prediction. Maybe I'm wrong, but I bet that's what happens
for sure.
That would be tight. I mean, it would also make sense.
It makes sense. Definitely. Just do I care? I don't. I didn't like it, but. Whatever. Anyways, Netflix is currently developing a Resident Evil TV series, according to a Deadline report.
I bet it's going to be tight.
No, it's not. Because...
Why?
Check it out. There has been no confirmed announcement for the series, though, or any indication as to when it might premiere. According to the report, Constantine Film, the same studio behind the Resident Evil movies, is at the helm of this new series.
Hell no, dude. Fuck.
Yeah, so...
Never mind. Just kidding.
There you go. It's like, hell yeah, and it's like, oh, God.
They could have given it to anybody else.
Yeah, why would they go... But they know their movies make money.
Fuck their movies, dude. Yeah. I hate the Resident Evil movies.
Resident Evil would be so much better if it took itself seriously. I think, honestly, the movies and even some of the older games, if they could quit doing all this fucking over the top bullshit, and they were just hey, we're gonna make our story legit, dude. It could be fucking bonkers.
Yeah.
It could be a good ass fucking story.
I agree.
Or 2019.
It just kind of went off the rails somewhere around 4 or 5. I feel like, you know what I mean?
I feel 0 kind of went off the rails. A lot of it went off the rails.
Yeah.
Once you start getting into fucking, I guess alligators and everything's just infected with viruses.
Hey man, don't knock the alligators until you play fucking the 2 remake.
The time is beautiful. Oh, I mean maybe the spoilers.
Sorry.
Okay, you're hey. No, but anyways, also Detective. Oh wait, no, we've already done that one. Let me make sure there's nothing else. Oh, right here. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds developer PUBG Corp, them again, have announced a new version of the PC game titled PUBG Lite. The new product is a standalone free-to-play edition of the hit Battle Royale game that's now in beta in Thailand. PUBG Corp says PUBG Lite is designed for, quote, players in areas where the core game's required specifications are more difficult to achieve due to the hardware available, unquote. This free-to-play version is therefore playable on lower-spec PCs. The beta includes the first PUBG map, Erangel, through PUBG Corp. Though PUBG Corp says the free-to-play title has its own dedicated dev team that will create exclusive content and quality-of-life features while also adding maps and content familiar to PUBG players. Thailand is the only confirmed territory for PUBG Lite's beta for now. The beta will help them determine if this is a viable product for other regions. But anyways, yeah, so that's what's happening.
That sounds lame as fuck. No, I'm just kidding.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like Battle Royale is taking over the world, and they started it, and now they can't keep up.
Yeah.
You know?
They're bummed about it. You know? What they need to do is move on and start a new trend.
What are you talking about, dude? People love the lore in PUBG. That's why people keep coming back for that cave.
They just sit in the cave and reflect and like, man, God, the lore.
Dude. They should make like a really dramatic like trailer for the cave where it's just like, you've been in the PUBG universe for 3 years. For however long it's come out. It's like, we've given you
2 maps.
Jim, what have we given them? Oh, the cave. This is like... No, but anyways, yeah. Let's jump on to this week's releases. That's it for the news. But now we're going to tell you what games you can get in the next 7 days.
Oh, yeah, boy.
Brand new games. Anyways, V-Rally is coming to Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and PC on February 5th for $59.99. Enjoy an extreme experience while becoming an expert in a demanding simulation. Take on the challenges of rallies, rallycross, drifts, buggies, and hill climbs, and set off on a spectacular journey across every continent in V-Rally 4. And then we got Re-Legion. Sorry. Coming to PC on January 31st for $19.99. In the top-down isometric RTS Re-Legion, players become a prophet in a futuristic technocratic society where they can define their own belief system, convert citizens, and upgrade them into fighting units to rid the city of non-believers. That's probably not a good game. Yeah, that sounds like ISIS or like.
I was about to say like.
It sounds like an ISIS simulator.
ISIS sim. That's just what it's called.
Rated E for everyone. God.
Oh,
anyways, 8-bit hordes is not said hordes.
8-bit hordes.
Get your mind out of the gutter. Anyways. It's coming to Xbox One, you dirty bastards, for February 1st for $39.99. The hordes are coming.
Oh, jeez.
From the team that brought you 8-bit armies comes the Fantasy RTS 8-bit Hordes, a colorful strategy arcade game that is easy to learn for players of all skill levels. Anyway, so we got Scorcery. Coming to PS4 February 5th. Couldn't find a price for this.
Horsery? No, I'm so sorry.
Inspired by retro classics and platform fighters, Scorcery's mystical multiplayer mayhem brings up to 4 players together in intense competitive skirmishes. You can't boast about your game having up to 4 players anymore.
For real, though.
That's sad. Scorcers must harness offensive and defensive spells to destroy their opponent's runes while also protecting their own. That's kind of cool. It sounds like a dodgeball or something. Anyways, The Occupation is coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC on February 5th for $29.99. A terrorist attack has left 23 dead and has become a catalyst for the creation of the Union Act, a controversial act which threatens the civil liberties of the British population. The day is October 24th, 1987, and the next 4 hours will determine the outcome of the act and the future of the country. The events happen in real time, and you must make decisions based on the evidence surrounding you. Is the cost of an extreme action outweighed by the cause of the greater good? You are the reporter. You decide the narrative.
It's probably not nearly as tight as I'm imagining.
Yeah,
it
I know.
being.
I'm picturing like 1984 about to go down.
Yeah,
and, like,
dude, I have this like vision in my head, and I don't know. It might be cool though. If it's anything like I'm imagining, it's probably really cool. But if it's not, then it might not be cool.
Yeah, that's
I don't
probably
know.
gonna be why. It could either be great or terrible.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds interesting enough for me to be like, okay, I'm gonna look that up, you know. But
Yeah, for sure. Anyways, we got Dragon Marked for Death coming to Switch on January 31st for $14.99. Dragon MFD is a 2D side-scrolling action RPG game where up to 4 players can play together.
So many 4-player games coming out.
Dude, I can't believe it. 4 players? God, this is the future.
laughs in 8-player Smash, like
God. Ages of Mages, The Last Keeper is coming to PS4 and PC on February 5th for $8.99. The kingdom is under attack, and the princess has just been taken away, or is just being taken away. I don't know if they meant that. Maybe I'm reading this wrong. The kingdom is under attack, and the princess is just being taken away. Can our 4 mages assume the responsibility of the guardian and reinvigorate the Ages of the Mages? Ages of Mages, The Last Keeper is a third-person action RPG game with 4 types of mages, each with its own characteristics, 20-plus wands that each have different magic skills.
And stunning 4-player co-op.
It literally says that.
Really?
It says randomly generated dungeons and multiplayer gameplay that supports up to 4 local player co-op. Wow.
Oh,
And that's on PC. Anyways, we got Animals.
How do you do 4 local players on PC? Do you like hook up a bunch of controllers to your?
I honestly don't know. It's got to be Joy-Cons. Hold on, a little behind the scenes. Brent, throw this cable over the top of that. There you go.
Oh, look at there.
Now it won't pull every
Life
time.
hacks.
Life hacks. If you're watching this on YouTube, you just learned something.
You just learned a little podcaster trick right there.
You got some learns. Anyways, Animal Super
Get
Squad is coming to Switch, Xbox One, PS4, and PC on February 1st for $9.99. Animal Super Squad is a physics-based adventure game that lets you play as your favorite animal. Speed through a world full of dangers and bananas. Create your own levels, share them with the community, or just play other people's stuff. All gameplay assets used by the developers of the game are available for the players to use in the level editor, consisting of hundreds of assets and easy-to-use scripts. Naturally. You can play the developer-made adventure mode as well, which feature a smooth learning curve in the beginning and frustratingly impossible levels in fucking end. And then we got Spike Volleyball coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC on February 5th for $39.99. 50 national teams, both men's and women's, go head-to-head in a realistic simulation of this popular and spectacular sport. Nope.
50 of them.
I couldn't even tell you one of the teams. Anyways, we got Glass Masquerade coming to Xbox One, Switch, and PS4 and PC on February 8th for $4.99. Welcome to Glass Masquerade, an artistic puzzle game inspired by Art Deco and stained glass artisans of the 20th century. That's not a game.
Good God.
Yeah, that sounds like not a game. And then we got
like a not a game.
then we got Etrian Odyssey Nexus coming to 3DS on February 5th for $39.99. A royal decree from Princess Persephone has Persephone, maybe?
Persephone?
I think Persephone.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like spelled P-E-R-S-E phone at P-H-O-N-E. Persephone.
Persephone?
Persephone? Gwen Stefani?
No doubt.
Did you say how'd you say it?
Persephone?
Persephone. Let's go with that one. Okay, so Princess Persephone has prompted the gathering of the realm's greatest explorers to the floating city of Maginia.
God, they're just taking some liberties with these words here.
Well, you can get deep in the Etrian Nexus on February 5th. So anyways, we got Wargroove coming to Switch on February 1st for $19.99. Wargroove is a turn-based strategy game for up to 4 players in which each...
Really say that?
in which each player takes control of an army and its commander unit to wage war on their enemies. This tactical battle game is extremely easy to pick up with accessibility at the forefront of its design. Very difficult to master with deep gameplay mechanics that complement strategic play. No, but that was...
complicate the strategic play. So fucking complicated, but but so not complicated.
It's easy but complex. Anyways, that Wargroove is supposed to be like what was that game? Advance Wars. Yeah. So that looks pretty interesting.
Yeah, I like Advance Wars. That was kind of like Fire Emblem.
Yeah, this one's it was made by the same people actually. But this one is like a fantasy setting, but like that game.
Oh, okay, that might be fun.
Maybe. Anyway, so we're gonna jump on out of there and go on into what we're actually not what we're currently playing, because we got some games with gold and some good stuff here.
What do we got?
So first off, Bloodstained: Curse of the Moon is coming February 1st through the 28th. That's that NES.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
This is the one that's made by the people who made the original Castlevania, I think.
Oh,
right. This is actually a or like a prequel to the actual game that they're working on right now. Like it was a Kickstarter game, Bloodstained was or whatever. So there's one coming out called Bloodstained, and it's like way better graphics and like a more modern game. And this is supposed to be the prequel story to that game. So they like put it out before they even finished the actual game.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so that's cool. I'm pretty sure, unless I made all that shit up. And then we got Super Bomberman R coming February 1st through March 15th. Not so great. Not too happy about that one. But for the Xbox 360 and Xbox One, you can play it backwards compatible.
Sure.
We got Assassin's Creed Rogue coming February 1st through the 15th.
Okay.
Not so great.
They just did a remaster on that, so you're probably getting the downgraded version from the remaster.
You are. But none of this matters, because all that matters is that we're getting Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy.
What?
Yeah.
For 360?
Yeah. On
cool.
February 16th through the 28th, that will be available. So none of that other shit I read, it doesn't, maybe Bloodstained if you're into that kind of thing. But
Jedi Academy?
Yep, Jedi Academy, getting it for free.
Oh, that's a good one.
Dude, I want to see if the online is still there, like if you can play online.
I bet it is. I think 360 uses the same servers as one as for their online.
Yeah, it would be dope. I want to lightsaber battle some fucks. Anyways, so let's jump on over to currently playing, Brent.
Yeah. So I already spoiled most of my currently playing. I played a lot of Smash Bros. This weekend, and I played a lot of Breath of the Wild. I've been kind of like grinding shrines in Breath of the Wild.
You'll get tired of it.
Yeah, I'm sure I will. But right now I'm just like super into it, and I'm like, I've already done enough to get a heart piece and a little extra stamina on my stamina bar.
Nice.
And I can't decide if I want to get another heart piece or more stamina. I feel like the stamina probably in the long run is going to be more useful, because like I like to like climb walls. I'm really into like climbing in that game for some reason. So it's like a big... It's
because you can go anywhere.
It's kind of a rush to me to like climb halfway up this big fucking mountain and then like only have so much stamina left, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna make it up to the top here, and you're like 2 feet from the top, and you do that final jump, and you like just make it. You know what I mean?
That is pretty nice.
I love that. And also like riding my shield like a surfboard. Like I like to climb up to the highest peak I can find, and then like surf down. You know what I mean?
Roaming around at the speed of sound.
It's really satisfying. But anyways, I really enjoy it. I got a horse. I forgot. I named it Louise or something. I name all my horses after rappers for some reason. I don't know. I get it. I think it's hilarious.
That's a good idea. I like the game. I like it a lot. It's very huge. I kind of quit playing like a little ways into it. Not like a little way. I played a lot of it, but I just something about it. I don't know. It was just too much. I'm gonna go back one day though. It's one of those games that I know I'm gonna go back and play again because I have to. It's Zelda. I have to beat it. But.
Yeah, my girlfriend this weekend, she's gonna take me down to Louisiana, and we're gonna go gambling for my birthday.
Yeah,
which
dude.
is coming up pretty soon. And I'm excited about that, but I'm gonna take it. It's kind of my traveling game now, because this weekend we were gone. I played it a lot. Next weekend we'll be gone. I'm probably gonna play it a lot. You know what I mean?
Got to knock it out, dude.
Yeah, but in the meantime, anyways, so I got home from this trip,
Yeah.
and I immediately jumped into Resident Evil 2. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I started with Leon's story. So the cool thing about Resident Evil 2 is you got Leon's story and you have Claire's story, and both are similar but have like different main boss fights and like
different puzzles,
integral characters you meet throughout the game.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, like a lot of the puzzles are the same, but there are like certain key items you can only get as Claire and some you can only get as Leon. Like, for example, there's this key I couldn't find as Leon, and I had to go online to look up how to find it, and they were like, oh, you can't even get that as Leon. You have to be Claire. You know what I mean?
Damn.
So there's a whole section of the mansion I didn't even get to explore because I wasn't Claire. You know what I mean?
Nice.
So, I don't know. I'm excited to go back through it, I'm a little ashamed of myself, though. I played it on easy because I was scared.
Was the game scary?
It was pretty scary, bro. I mean, it wasn't scary enough to keep me from playing it. You know what I mean? Like, I was eager to start playing it and continue to play it at all times. You know what I mean? Because it was a lot of fun.
Was it as scary as 7?
7 was scarier to me, but that's only because I played through all of 7 in VR.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So I think that had a lot to do with why it was so freaky to me. It is scary. There are points in the game that are freaky. Like, I have jumped a few times, like I'll be playing and like something will pop out and, give me the old,
Hell yeah.
I'm pretty hard to scare though when it comes to that kind of thing,
Yeah.
Just because I played a lot of games like that. But, like, I don't know, there are moments that are freaky, and, like, I don't want to spoil too much, but a lot of the boss fights and stuff, or not even boss fights, but, like, bigger monsters and stuff in the game are scary. You know what I mean? The zombies are super detailed. Like, their jaws are all fucking hanging off, and if you shoot the jaw, like, their jaw will just, like, rip off and start hanging there more, or, like, you hit them in the stomach with a shotgun blast, and, like, they'll just, like, fall in half, You shoot their leg off, It's super, like, gory, and, like, they're, like, you can fuck the zombies up in all kinds of different ways, which is really, really satisfying. The zombie dogs are kind of scary, like from the old, Resident Evil. They always got to have the fucking zombie dogs. You know what I mean?
Of course.
And they did a good job with that. The graphics in general are excellent. The story is really great. It's just a lot of fun. I played through Leon's story in like 6 hours or something like that, which I was pretty proud of. And I can't wait. Tonight, as soon as I get home, I'm gonna jump into Claire's. But from what I understand, and I could be wrong about this, but I think, okay, so when you play Leon's first, and then you play Claire's second, you get Leon as A side, and then Claire as B side. Okay?
Yeah.
But I think if you play as Claire first, Claire A side, Leon B side, it changes the story a little bit too. So I could be wrong about this, but I think if I go back and play Claire first and then play Leon second on my next playthrough of the game, it'll change everything a little more. You know what I mean?
Maybe so.
I
don't know.
I could be wrong about that. But I also know that there is a way I can unlock the tofu mode and the Last Survivor, which both are pretty, substantial little things in their own right. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I still feel like even though I've beaten one of the stories and had a really satisfying, like, full campaign feeling experience, I have so much more to do with the game, and that just makes me really happy, especially with all the DLC coming and stuff,
Fuck yeah. Especially with Ghost on the way.
But I highly recommend you get it at some point if you...
Oh, I'm going to.
You know what I mean?
I'm going to. I have to because I've finished the remakes of both the first one and Zero, so I have to go to 2.
You're going to really, really like it, dude. Like, I can already tell.
Yeah.
Like, it's too cool. Like, it's just so cool.
I just want to shoot zombies' hands into pieces.
I want to go back and play through the old school one now. You know what I mean?
Oh, just the old classic.
Yeah, like the classic shitty looking one. I heard that another free DLC coming is going to patch in like classic PS1 skins.
Oh
So
my gosh,
they're like
that'll
all
be
polygon. I know. I can't wait to do that.
That'll be pretty cool, actually. Yeah, no, I want to do that. I want to just shoot zombies.
Yeah.
Haven't had a good old zombie shooting in a long time, but I know like it's very survival focused.
Dude.
So
It's super satisfying though, like especially like upgrading your weapons. Like you'll have like base guns and stuff, and you'll find guns throughout the game. But you also can do like puzzles and like get like upgrade parts for your weapons. And like by the at the beginning of the game, I had this little shitty shotgun that was like this big, and by the end of my game, it was like a full size like long barrel with a fucking stock, and I had it all decked out. Like, the weapon customization is really satisfying. The resource management is satisfying. It's just a great game. It really is. It's a staple if you're a Resident Evil fan.
fuck yeah. Did you get it on PlayStation?
Yeah, I went with the PlayStation. I had a bunch of PlayStation money left over.
Oh yeah, I remember you talking about that last episode.
I went ahead and got it. Although I am a little disappointed. Like, the pre-order bonus was this pistol you get, right? And like, the first 10 minutes of the game, I popped my pre-order pistol on, and it had 3 or 4 more rounds in the clip than the normal gun you start with.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's cool. It's like the same power and stuff, you know what I mean? So I'm using that gun, and within fucking literally the first puzzle I solve in the game gives me an extended clip for the fucking normal gun that gives me twice as much ammo that would be in the gun that I got for my DLC.
Just
so I ended up not using the DLC gun most of the game, which is kind of a bummer because it was that's kind of,
they might as well have just made it to where whenever you fire it just an audio thing comes on and it's thank you for your money. And then the gun doesn't do anything. I think people would have actually laughed at that.
That would have been hilarious.
No, something like that.
I don't think I would have even been mad about that.
Anyways, is that all you've been playing?
Yeah, what have you been up to?
So, been hanging out with the fam a little bit. So we all hopped up on Halo or Master Chief Collection online. Played some big multiplayer battles.
Oh,
that's
old school.
8v8.
I like that.
It was pretty fun. I haven't done it in so long. I was like, I forgot how addicting this is.
Yeah.
We were just constantly just. Once you die, you just spawn back in. Just next match. Okay, we're gonna carry the team this time. We're gonna fucking do this. Just getting really into it. Setting up our loadouts and stuff. I miss shit like that.
That reminds me of the Halo parties we used to have back in the day.
Hell
man.
Yeah, dude, it's so good. And then as well from Game Pass, we downloaded Mortal Kombat XL and just fucking. All of us, it was fun because it was just me and my girlfriend's brother, we're both pretty good at the game. We know our shit. And then my girlfriend, AJ and his girlfriend, and then Jamila, they're all just button mashing and spamming, but it's just fun to play with a bunch of different. And then
dude, XL is a good game, man.
Oh yeah, and just dropping fatalities.
Yeah, bro. I like how they made it to where you don't have to just know the fatality. It's
exactly.
just in the menu.
They made it even easier on XL. All you have to do is hold R and then hit X, no matter what, and it does a fatality if it's a finish.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just so you can watch all the fatalities.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
So you got Alien, Jason, Predator, and all Freddy.
It's got all the DLC and stuff already downloaded.
It does. You have to purchase them. I don't know if you can purchase them with in-game points, but I went ahead and got Alien. I didn't really,
Yeah.
I wasn't, fretting over $2. So I was like, whatever, fuck it. It's fun because we're all hanging out in party mode right now. So it's but anyway, so yeah, that's what I was playing. Like I said, I've been doing a lot of trying to make my own games. So most of the video games I played were whenever I was hanging out with some people and that's what we played. And played a little bit of Lovers in a Dangerous Space Time. Jump back on that for a little bit.
Oh, that's cool.
Which we still haven't beat that game.
Really?
Yeah, I thought
is
we
it
beat
on Switch?
It is. But I've had it on Xbox One, and we have a save file where we're at the last boss, but we can't beat him.
Dang.
So we played it for a little while, and then we were just fuck this game, I still can't do it,
Yeah.
We might you might have to jump on there with
I was about
us.
to say, yeah.
Fucking finish it. Anyways, that's it for what we're currently playing. You guys should let us know what you're currently playing so we can talk to you about it. We want to know. Anyways, Brent, let's do this. We're going to get into the topic of the show.
Yeah.
And the topic of the show for today is Hype Level 2019.
Yeah, boy.
Which means we're going to talk about our hype level for every game that has an official release date or window in 2019.
Yeah, or at least most of the games. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's a few that slip through the cracks, but you know what? We don't care.
We got most of them.
We just don't care.
We're going to start this off with Anthem.
Okay.
Okay, Brent, give your little.
I'm feeling a lot different than I was feeling last night when I was writing this list. So some of my thoughts might have changed. So you know, excuse me if I have to adjust my views.
He's saying that to me, not to you guys, because I've seen his list. But the thing is, Brent, I didn't even look at your hype level. I just looked at the list of the game. So cool. I don't know what your hype level is.
Even so, I mean, some of this stuff, a lot changes overnight. When it's 1 a.m, you're writing this shit after a hard day of work. Now I'm just
anything
chilling.
Sounds good at that point.
Yeah. So Anthem, I'm gonna have to say I'm at an 8.5 right now. And that's one of the highest on my list of hype levels. And I got to tell you why. Because up until recently, it was like a solid 7, and only a 7 because it was BioWare. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But recently, I have seen a lot of firsthand accounts of people really enjoying the beta. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I've heard people saying it's fun. It can't wait for the real game now. Blah blah blah. So my hype level has gone up significantly. I really hope BioWare knocks it out of the park, and I'm hyped about it. Although I'm still very weary of if it's going to be good or not. Although I'm really hyped about trying the demo that's going to be going public pretty soon. So
yeah, for sure. I mean, initially, I just looked at it and I wrote nah. But see, my thing about it is it's more of a nay. Like it's like I'm halfway there. Like I'm willing to give it a shot, but my hype level isn't there. For me, this looks like the most generic, bland video game I've ever fucking seen before a game has come out. Like whether or not the gameplay is actually anything good, I'm just strictly speaking on the aesthetics. I'm strictly speaking on the way the game looks. It's like they're a bunch of fucking like robot looking people, but it looks like Transformers. Like it looks like if you took Transformers and you're like, here guys, we got guns, we got upgrades, we gotta fight the giant cube ball and everything.
I'm not mad at how it looks. I just hope it like has a good story. You know what I mean? Like that's all I honestly care about. Like
some people are saying, from what I've heard, and this is why I'm like, okay, maybe. I've heard that the story is your typical BioWare story. I've heard from people saying
I like that.
Yeah, and
as long as they can weave, like, if you can give me like Destiny type gameplay with like a solid BioWare story weaved into it, I'm okay with that. I'm not gonna like knock that or hate on that.
I can't see the gunplay being as good as Destiny. That's my problem.
No, but I can see the gunplay being better than previous BioWare games.
Hopefully,
you know what I mean. I don't know. I have a lot of faith in it. And again, gunplay isn't what I usually get into a BioWare game for. You know what I mean?
No, but this isn't your typical BioWare game. I mean, the story might be, but this game, I mean, it's gonna be a games of service, in my opinion. Yeah. That's what I imagine this is gonna be.
We'll have to see. I don't know. I feel like it's got a lot of potential. Man, I'm gonna knock it down to an 8. I'm kind of knocking it down to an 8 because honestly there's some other games that I think I might be more hyped for.
Yeah, you gotta lower the hype level for this.
Lowering the hype level on that one to 8 just because the more I think of it, I'm still hyped about it.
Me too.
Don't get it twisted. I think it'll be fun. I think I can't wait to see how fun.
I want to see how quickly, and I'm not saying I want it to do this. I'm saying I'm interested to see how quickly it fizzles out, whether it does or not. That's my main issue.
Yeah.
Is it going to be one of those big where it's like, oh, it's Anthem, and then all of a sudden, like, you just don't really hear about it. Nobody cares. But
Yeah,
We'll see.
I hope it doesn't go the Evolve route. You know what I mean? Where it looks like it's got a lot of potential and it just shits out the very next day after it drops off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Evolve was a horrible game. It really was.
No,
I don't know
Evolve was a great premise.
It was a good idea. It
Executed
was terribly
terribly.
executed. Yeah.
I bought that. That was like one of the first games I got on my Xbox
That has
One.
to be one of the games I regret buying more than anything.
Same.
I bought that shit like day one, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is stupid." I
As-
tried so hard to get into it too because I thought it would be so cool. I really wanted to be the
Me too.
monster.
It was like an original Xbox idea on an Xbox One.
Honestly, I feel like that game kind of started the like. I feel like
Overwatch.
No, I was gonna say like Friday the 13th and that other game.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's a lot like those. That's how it feels to me, anyways. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the monsters just kind of sucked though.
Yeah.
It wasn't very diverse or anything. Anyways, number 2, Days Gone.
Days Gone.
Days Gone. For me, that's going to be a no. One, because I don't care about zombies unless it's like a really good story, but I don't think that's going to be a
No
great
isn't
story.
a hype level. You can't just...
No. My hype level is literally like 2. It's like not even, and also I don't have a PlayStation, so I'm locked out of this game. One,
I forgot it was
mean,
a PlayStation exclusive.
That's fine. I mean, and it's not really that I'm upset. I'm not upset.
I'm
about
upset.
it. Yeah, like it's just the fact that I don't care about zombies that much, and motorcycles are even less. So like you're throwing together these like 2 things that are just like whatever.
I mean, I don't necessarily like have a huge affinity towards motorcycles or anything, but I think the game looks dope. My thing is like with zombie games, you have to be real careful about like balance, about how strong your zombies are, how
they grab you.
Yeah, how
all
it
that
grabs
shit.
you. I think a lot of it's going to come down to like the zombies' mechanics themselves. I don't want it to be like there's a lot of games that almost did it perfectly but fucked up on a few aspects. Like Dying Light, I feel like what is a nearly perfect game. It's just the zombies are a little too tough at sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like Dead Rising. Some of the Dead Rising games, the zombies are way too tough. Some of them, the zombies are just complete pushovers that don't pose any kind of threat. You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like you have to find the good balance, and I really hope that they find that balance because I feel like the game itself has a lot of potential. That's another thing. I'm not sure if this is going to be like a big open world game or if it's going
supposed to be, I thought.
like linear. I think it is, but then the question is, are we going to get like a game that's more like The Last of Us with like an open world? Because like I don't know, I don't know what we're getting here. Like really, that's the thing.
Nobody knows. That's the problem. Is I feel like this game doesn't. I honestly don't see it being good.
I think it's going to be great. I just don't know what I'm getting into. That's what I'm a little weary about it. You know what I mean? So I'm going to give it like a 7.5 on my hype level. You know what I mean? But I will say this. It looks really pretty. Like
it looks beautiful, but we haven't actually seen the game. I mean, we've seen these vertical slices that they show off where they're look at all the zombies on screen at one time. It's like, okay, I mean, look at all the fucking, yeah, it looks cool, whatever. We've never seen that before, except for maybe in like Dynasty Warriors, and they're not zombies. But
Dead Rising did some pretty impressive zombies.
But they're not like this. This is like that movie where the zombies like climb up and they fucking crawl over each other like ant piles and shit.
Yeah.
Like that's what this looks like to me. But like,
oh jeez.
Which like I don't know if it's just me. I just don't fall for these gimmicks. Like I can't do it until somebody tells me this game is good. I don't care. It's like cool, whatever. And they're called freakers. They call their zombies freakers.
Well, they're like bikers. Maybe they're just like fucking weird bikers.
Freakers are like people having sex in the 90s.
Yeah, maybe they're maybe they're about that freaky.
Look at all these freakers. They're all just like out in the.
I think it has a lot of potential. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like super optimistic about things for the most part, but this is one that I think is going to be good. Actually, I'm going to knock it back up to an 8.
Damn.
Yeah, I
You
really
you can't do that. I can't let you do that.
I'm gonna do it, dude.
Your heart's gonna be ripped
Honestly, I have
into
just
pieces.
as much faith that this is gonna be good as I do that Anthem is gonna be good. As a matter of fact, I
Yeah.
think this will be better than Anthem for sure if we're gonna compare the two. And I'm super hyped about Anthem.
Anthem. I gave Anthem a 5, so and this is getting a 2 from me, dog. So, let's jump on over to Crackdown, which is Crackdown 3. I'm gonna give this one actually a 9.
A 9?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna give Crackdown 3 a 5.5. But
You want to know why I'm giving this a 9?
Yeah.
The hype level is because I know it's either going to be a fucking monstrous, like, horribly just gone wrong game, and, like, it's going to create memes from heaven, and like, people are going to love it, or people are going to actually love it, and it's going to be a fucking fun-ass video game, because Crackdown, the first 2 were great.
I was going to say, like, that's why I didn't go all the way down to, like, a 2 or a 3 for this, because Crackdown 1 and 2 were actually really fun. Like, for their time especially. Like, the combination of, like, jumping around a world in like a kind of Infamous style, where you can jump from city skyscraper to city skyscraper, or you could just hop in a fucking car if you want to and drive like a fucking normal person.
Like
you know
a
what
fucking
I mean?
not weird.
There's guns, but there's also like it was the perfect combination of like Infamous and GTA. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
And I really think that the new game has a lot of potential.
Especially with Terry Crews.
Yeah,
No, I'm just kidding.
and especially since they've been working on it for so fucking long.
This is definitely like Square with their Kingdom Hearts shit. Except for this actually got delayed a couple times.
Yeah.
So,
but what kind of scares me is like all the footage I've seen of it is utterly
bad.
unimpressive.
Yeah.
Like it looks just like Crackdown 2 with like a slight upgrade, and Crackdown 2 is old as fuck.
As fuck.
You know what I mean?
But that's why I'm excited about this one.
Yeah.
I think I like things that cause issues.
Yeah.
I like things that have some controversy around them. I don't expect it to be good, but I expect it to be fun. Like I know what I'm getting into if I play Crackdown. I don't expect an amazing story or anything. I just want to be able to run around, and if it kept even like a tiny bit of that mechanic where everything kind of just crumbles to pieces, which I doubt they kept much of it, but like
I hope so, because that's like a big part of what made Crackdown. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just gonna be so fun.
I just want to pick up cars and chunk them at people. I want to ride up in my car and get out and then pick the car up and throw it at somebody
on the Xbox One.
Yeah.
And then we got
also, it will be nice to have a decent fucking like Xbox exclusive coming out. You know what I mean? Like they really need that.
which it's gonna be bad if it's not.
Yeah.
But and then we also got Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice.
Yeah.
This one I gave a 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 6, and that's only because like
I'm not into this shit.
Yeah, I could see why people would be hyped about it. Like, and I personally think it might be all right. Just because like
Did you like Bloodborne?
I wasn't a big fan of Bloodborne or Dark Souls, but that's mainly because I'm not into the like scenery and like Bloodborne is like the London, England, fucking weird Victorian kind of like thing.
Steampunk.
Yeah. And then Dark Souls is just like high fantasy, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I just like.
So I think this is a more interesting setting for me, because this will be more like a Ninja Gaiden type thing, I think, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which I personally think Ninja Gaiden was like one of the original Dark Souls type games, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was for sure.
So I think it'll hit more of a mark for me personally. Also, I read this interview with the developers that was talking about like, it's gonna have like stealth elements and stuff like that.
That'd be cool.
So I think that'll be interesting to like have to stealth your way to the boss and then like fight this huge fucking I don't know. I feel like it has a lot of potential.
If it feels smooth, I'll probably enjoy it. I think the problem is like I don't Like everyone who's all about the whole like Dark Souls thing and it's like get good or whatever, it's like, no, I just don't like the way it feels.
Yeah,
like, it doesn't
same.
feel good.
Well, he said it's going to have a totally different feeling. He said it's going to have a lot of tropes that are familiar to like fans of the Dark Souls games and stuff. But he said it's going to be a different game with like different mechanics and all kinds of different like elements of gameplay and stuff, you know?
For sure.
So, I don't know. There's something to be excited about there, but who knows what, you know?
Cool. Yeah, so next we got Rage 2. What do you think on that?
I got an 8.5 on Rage 2. I really do. I you know what? I'm going to bump Rage 2 up to a 9, actually. Sorry, I'm just adjusting my views on the fly.
On the fly.
But
I'm 9 as well.
Rage 2 seems like it's... I think everybody's sleeping on Rage 2 right now, but I think it's going to be... Everybody's sleeping on Rage 1, too, honestly. But, like, Rage 2 is going to be, like, the beauty and, like, fluidity of 1 with this big open world. And like, the gameplay, I've watched this whole 30-minute gameplay thing yesterday because I was like, how do I really feel about Rage 2? I had to ask myself that. And I was like, let me just watch a little gameplay, see if I... And, like, I was watching that gameplay, and I was like, fuck, dude, I want to play this shit. Like, the whole time I was watching it, I was like, this looks badass, dude. Like, the graphics look really, really good. The combat looks really, really good. It just looks good, man. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's one of those games that's kind of like, I feel like it's going to take the place of BioShock since we don't have a Borderlands, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because we don't really have a Borderlands right now. I feel like this is going to fill that void in a way. But, I mean, it's... The original one was done by id, you know, so like it's weird. I want to see what this is going to be like.
I think it's going to be good. I really have high hopes and high expectations for this game. And I think it's going to be the one that like a lot of people aren't going to realize. Like, I don't think it's going to sell well, but I think it's going to be one of the better games like of the year. You know what I mean?
It just reminds me of Doom, you know, like the Doom 2016, but
yeah,
just
but
like
with
a
like
little different.
freedom
And Wolfenstein.
Like, I think it's gonna be like the openness of like a fucking, maybe not like the openness of a Fallout game, but like it's gonna be open like a Far Cry or something. You know what I mean? And it's gonna have the graphics of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, speaking of which, we might as well jump to this one because they have some similarities. Far Cry New Dawn, which is actually just the same map from Far Cry 5, but they just kind of switched it up a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like the Primal.
I was about to say, Primal was basically the same map, just with all the shit taken off of it. You know what I mean? Same with Blood Dragon and 3.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
I mean? So, I mean, like, again, all same maps, you know, essentially, but it's very, very different games. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't say it's going to be a very different game. Maybe, possibly.
No, I mean, it'll still be Far Cry. You know what I mean?
But it's also, like, I mean, it looks too similar, you know? Like, I think that might be the issue with this one. Like, Prime was a huge difference, and so was Blood Dragon. I feel like this one, they're just kind of like...
I don't know, man. I think you're underestimating how different it will actually be.
I hope so.
You know what I mean?
Because I just finished this one.
Because I've seen some reviewers, like, that have already played it, you know what I mean? And they're talking about how it is the same map, you know, but like it's got this bright color palette that's almost like Borderlands or something now because the way that like the irradiation and the plants and all the fucking animals are different. And there's like new weapons and like leveling systems and all kinds of crazy shit. I don't know. It seems like it's going to be really fun. Like,
hopefully so. One of the weird things about it is the fact that it has like the neon pink palette and stuff, just like Rage 2, which happens to be a post-apocalyptic as well, which is weird. I've just kind of been wondering about that myself. Like, since when has that been the thing where like post-apocalyptic is like super bright and neon?
I don't know, but I kind of like it.
I like it too. I think it's like a new era that we're stepping into.
Yeah, I think, you know what I think did it? I think Mad Max is kind of the... You know what
was
I mean?
that a thing in Mad Max?
Well, in the more modern Mad Max, it was all real bright and like it was more like
in the movie.
Sunshine bright. You know what I mean? But it was still like real yellowy, bright, deserty colors. You know what I mean?
True.
Like, I think people saw Mad Max and thought, "Oh man, that's the kind of apocalypse I want to make my game around." You see a lot of that surfacing now. You know?
That's true.
Like, Borderlands in general, that fucking Rage 2 is gonna have a lot of like car combat and stuff. That's one thing about Far Cry New Dawn, though. Like you got to think it is the same map, but it's only going to be $40, which is kind of a huge bonus. You know what I mean?
It's a huge bonus, but it's also a telltale sign that it's probably not going to be as big and as, fulfilled.
Primal was only 40, and Blood Dragon was only like 30. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I honestly think you're just getting your obligatory, like, offshoot game they do with every Far Cry.
True.
You know what I mean? And I think it's going to be good because the past two have been pretty good. Actually, I didn't like Primal very much, but that's just because the weapons were real limited, and that's understandable because it's Primal. You know what I mean? But I feel like it was kind of a cheap excuse.
And there's no dinosaurs. How the fuck are you going to make a Primal game with no dinosaurs?
Well, I guess they wanted to be, like, historically accurate, you know what I mean?
Oh, I hate it when Far Cry is not historically accurate. Anyways, let's take a look at The Division 2. So, I didn't play The Division 1.
I give Far Cry an 8, by the way. I don't know if I said that or not.
Oh, and I gave Far Cry a 7. But The Division 2, I'm actually giving an 8 because I didn't play the first one, but I've just recently had this urge to play a Destiny-like game, and The Division, it seems like the better option out of Anthem and Division.
If you want something like realistic, I'm not necessarily realistic, but like, more realistic than like Gundam suits flying around and shit, then it's probably for you. My thing is, I'm giving it a 4.
Oh, damn.
But that's only because I played The Division 1. I bought it like day one when it came out. I was super hyped about it. You know what I mean? And I fucking didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. The first Division, to me, when I played it, like, and again, it's probably improved over the years or whatever, but when it dropped like day one, it felt like an unfinished game. It felt to me like a game that was rushed out and like was just the skeleton of a game. You know what I mean?
Both Destiny and Destiny 2 right when they dropped. So I mean, like it's kind of like those. It's reached this point to where the games aren't actually the full game until like a certain DLC drops, and then they're like, "Oh, here's the game." People are like, "Yeah, sweet. We've just been in this waiting room until it happened."
My thing is, I just had such a bad taste in my mouth from the first Division that I do not expect good things from the Division 2. But that's just because of my bad experiences with the first one.
Yeah, for sure.
And again, a lot of people like the Division 1. I'm not, in the majority here with my opinion, but I didn't.
No, I think it was mixed reviews. I don't think too many people were like, "This game's great." But anyways, so let's jump on over to Wolfenstein Youngblood. I'm giving this one a 10.
You know what? I'm knocking it up. Last night I was kind of like, but now the more I think about it, I'm giving it an 8.5. Hit it with that solid 8.5.
You got to get this one on Xbox because we got to play this together.
Yeah, the co-op, dude. I feel like that's the element that Wolfenstein in general has been missing. Like, can you imagine having played through Wolfenstein 2 with a buddy? That would have been fun as fuck. Fucking fun as fuck.
It'd be like classic, like first-person shooter.
If you had like one in that level where you're in the wheelchair, maybe your co-op partner has to push you in the wheelchair, and you're both running, and like that would be so fun, dude.
I'm surprised they didn't do that. Well, obviously, I guess I'm
they
not
were probably
surprised,
thinking about it. I bet when they were making that scene, they were probably like, "Fuck, this would be so much fun with two players." Yeah. That's probably what inspired them to do Youngblood.
I hope like there's a whole level of them in wheelchairs in this game.
Dude, that level was tight. Honestly, that was one of the most creative levels in a first-person shooter that I've played in a long time, and it was kind of cool for like people in wheelchairs all around the world. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, because he's just being a total badass in a wheelchair the whole level. You know what I mean? I don't know.
It was pretty fucking
I think it'd be sick to have a whole game where you just are in a wheelchair. You know what I mean?
Just a badass in a
wheelchair. Just a total fucking badass. Like John Wick in a wheelchair. Just like...
That'd be fucking dope. You just like...
The game's just called Wheels. And you just like fucking wheel around town just beating everybody's ass, dude. Like, that would be sick.
Dude, hell yeah.
That'd be a good VR game, too, because you could like make it to where you're sitting down the whole game and you gotta like do your wheels, but also like shoot guns and stuff,
Fuck yeah, that'd be dope as hell. I like that. That's a good idea, dude.
Thank you.
And then we got Skull and Bones. Skull and Bones, which I gave a 5.
Yeah, I got a 5 on that too.
It's like, it's been so long since they announced it. I don't know if it's really going to live up to any hype. Sea of Thieves kind of dampened that mood for me. So it's
this is the one by the Assassin's Creed people, right? From Black Flag. Yep. That's the only reason I'm giving it even a 5 is because I liked Black Flag a lot. But I will say this, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which I've kind of petered out on playing, but I will probably go back to eventually. The naval combat in Assassin's Creed Odyssey is just as good as Black Flag, and I think it's a different team altogether.
It is a different team. My thing is like, why? So you want to make a game all about being on ships? Like, there's no land in that game, right? It's all just ships. That's where it gets like, okay, that's dumb.
Yeah,
you can't just have a game like that.
That
today.
was the problem. I mean, that's why Black Flag was such a perfect game. It's like, 80% of the game was you out on the open seas doing pirate shit, but like, there was a good chunk of the game where you're in the port, like doing pirate shit. Also, I don't know. They need that. You
gotta have some land.
We'll see. It might be okay. Probably not though.
And Sonic Team Racing.
Whoa!
I already owned this game at some point. This is just the remake, right? Or not the remake. It's just a remaster for Switch or something.
Yeah, I got a hard 3 on this one.
Yeah, mine's a 4. I owned it. Was not in love with it. It was okay. It was a holdover until I could get Mario Kart, and that was about it. So yeah, I don't know. And let's do a Dead or Alive 6.
I'm gonna go with a 7 on this one.
I got a 7 as well.
Dead or Alive 6 is gonna be good. I love Dead or Alive, as we were talking about earlier. But my thing is, after playing the beta, I'm a little less hyped. But at the same time, I'm also really hyped about seeing all the damage that you can take to the characters and stuff. And,
is that in the demo?
It is, but I picked with the demo you had to pick a character and you could only play online. And once you picked your character, you had play as that character only.
For the rest of the demo?
Yeah,
that's fucking lame.
So I picked Hayabusa, and he has a fucking mask on.
God dang it!
And now I can't see any kind of damage to his face because he's just wearing the mask the whole time. You know what I mean?
What about the other people though?
Well, I got beat up a lot. I could hardly get any damage off on other people.
Dude. I just want to know.
They were just beating the shit out of me, dude, over and over and over again.
Yeah. And it's rated M.
That's kind of why I can't wait to get the actual game so I can play through the story mode and just not get my ass beat online over and over again.
Do you know how cool it was to me whenever I came over and played Dead or Alive at your house whenever you first got the original Xbox and the game was rated M? Like, do you know how fucking cool that was to me to see
just
that letter
you were playing
M?
A rated M game?
Well, just like how beautiful it was, and it was rated M. I was like, what can they do with this console? This game's rated M. It's so bloody, so like hypersexual, and like all this stuff. Like whenever you're like, 10 or no, it must have been 12.
That was definitely the first time I got like attracted to like a video game character.
It's like, hell yeah, we gotta unlock all these scenes, dude.
Yeah, I remember we stayed up all night one night just beating the story modes for all the different girl characters to like watch their because we beat it with Christy, and it shows this whole scene of her like stripping down and
taking
getting in the shower.
It's ridiculous.
It was like, as kids, it just like blew our fucking mind. Like, so we went through like every character trying to find more nude scenes.
The mermaid.
I was gonna say, when the mermaid one, we lost our shit on that one too.
It's a different time, guys.
Different time before the internet.
I was like, we had to be like 10 or somewhere around there.
Yeah, we had like dial up, but we couldn't. You know what I mean? That's whenever funny. We were like out in the garage. Like that's what
it was even So it was even before that, because I remember you had the giant TV in your living room, the giant tube TV.
You're right.
But it was like a flat screen tube TV.
I remember being amazed by the stage breaks in that game. Like whenever you knock somebody out a window or something and they'd fall and like the whole level would change, that just like blew my mind.
Like
you know what I mean?
The paper room or whatever that fucking place was.
There's a special place in my heart for Dead or Alive,
Oh yeah, dude. Definitely. It brings back the memes. Anyways, I gave that a 7. You gave that a 7. Jump Force, whatever. I don't know which one this is, but
I think it's just Jump Force, right? And
because there's multiple Jump Force games. That's why I don't care for this one.
This one just says or
maybe I'm thinking of J-Star. Okay,
Yeah,
I was thinking of those J-Star
I was
games.
Say, I was like, I think this is the first.
So this is Jump Force. So I'm giving this a 7.
Yeah, I give it a 7 too. And the only reason I give it a 7 is because I can't wait to play through some kind of story that involves Death Note characters.
Yeah, whether that be good or bad.
Yeah, I don't care what happens. I just want fucking Light to just kill everybody in the fucking anime world. You know what I mean?
It'll be pretty cool. Yeah, I'm giving it a 7 just because, like, it's, I'm not super excited because I don't know too much anime, but,
Yeah, that's my thing. I would be a little more excited if I had watched some of the other ones. There's a few that are going to be in the show that I do love anime, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of them I haven't.
Jump.
Well, I mean, some of them, like Death Note, but, like, I don't really know One Piece or anything like that,
Philip's crying.
There's another one that I watched that was on the roster, but I can't remember.
Probably Dragon Ball stuff.
Maybe, yeah.
Either
way, I don't know. I'll give it a hard 7.
Yes. Then we got Luigi's Mansion 3.
Ooh. I'm hyped about this one.
I'm like, this one was hard for me because I love Nintendo. I love everything about Nintendo. Luigi's Mansion is just one of those games I like, and I think it's because it came out at the wrong time. Because I got my GameCube, and that's all there really was until, whenever I was waiting to get my GameCube for Christmas, and, like, you would go to Walmart, and they would have a demo. The only fucking demo they had was Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah.
And all I wanted to fucking play was Super Smash Brothers. So, like, the game always pissed me off, and, like, I that was, like, at the point where I had beaten Conker's Bad Fur Day to death. Like, I wanted adult games. That's whenever you got your Xbox and got Dead or Alive. I was just done with those types of games. I was like, I want to fight. I want to play, like gun games. Like that's the way I would, probably say it when I was a kid. But like, shooters. I wanted stuff like that. So I never really got into Luigi's Mansion, but I want to. Now that I've reached a point to where I'm like, okay, chill out, little Jamel. Chill out with the violence. Like, have some patience. Everything's good. And I just want to try it out. I want to see. So I'll give it an 8.
So I got an 8 on it too. But my thing about it is, first of all, I'm super hyped about anything Switch related coming out right now.
True.
I'm just hyped in general about my Switch. I can't wait to play it on the go. Can't wait to play it plugged in. I just can't wait to have more Switch stuff. That being said, I have really fond memories of Luigi's Mansion as a kid. Like, I never got a chance to play it at my house, you know what I mean? But I went on a cruise one time, and, like, they had this whole room of the cruise ship that was done up with, like, game consoles at the time. And this is right after the GameCube had, like, just come out, you know what I mean? And I sat in that room until like 3 a.m. playing Luigi's Mansion.
Dude, that sounds so fucking cool.
It was fucking awesome. I like they had like 5 games, and I took Luigi's Mansion, I stuck it in there, and I played the fuck out of it, dude. I loved that shit. And like ever since then, I never really got a chance to revisit it and see if I'm still into it. You know what I mean? But as a little kid, I enjoyed it a lot,
Dude, yes.
For the little time I spent with it, anyways.
That reminds me of whenever they used to just put consoles anywhere kids were. Like...
Yeah, like McDonald's and shit. Oh, my gosh. I miss that.
I mentioned that too. So, I've mentioned many times in the show, I work at a gym, and this kid always comes in there. He's like 16 years old. I got to tell you about the two funny little stories here. First off, mentioned the console thing about being at McDonald's.
Yeah.
He's like, what? Like, that's fucking crazy. First off, that blew his mind that, there were consoles. This, but then this other kid, actually, I asked him because he always comes in and talks about music. He talks about his favorite rap artist, and he's like going through his rap artists, naming them off. And I'm like, so do kids your age ever listen to any type of, this is how I framed it, rock music, like anything that's rock? And he was like, no, he's like, I mean, a lot of people listen to country. He's like, some people do listen to Skrillex. I was like,
oh,
God.
Ouch.
I was like, holy shit.
Right in the heart, dude.
It's like, that's what you think rock music is? Beep, 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 beep. That's a rock music, dude. I
Dude.
was like, holy shit, there's got to be some kids that listen to rock. Maybe he's just in that, the majority of kids that don't listen to rock. And,
I'm sure there's a small subsection that still listens to rock. You know what I mean? They're probably the unpopular kids, just like fucking when we were in high school.
That's what I'm saying.
Sit in
I
the
think
corner
it's
of
like
the
that.
cafeteria and wear like all black and shit, whatever the equivalent of that is nowadays. I'm sure that there's still a few of them out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's that's what I was thinking. I was like, maybe back whenever we were kids, and people would be like, "What do you listen to? The Fall Out Girl or whatever?" Like that. Maybe that's the kind of mindset. But at least they knew who to make fun of.
Yeah.
At least they knew the band to make.
Well,
fun.
I mean, there's definitely been a shift in some regards because I mean, you look at like MTV and shit. It's it's all rap. There's no
constant.
There's no back in the day it was like rap mixed in with like. Am I more than you bargained for? or like All American Rejects or some shit. Like there was always a little bit of rock mixed in.
Some
you know
Green
what I mean?
Day. Yeah, this is really sad to me. But I mean, it's whatever. We're in the future. Anyways, I had to mention that because I thought about that when you said the consoles and
that's mad sad, bro.
Yeah, no McDonald's consoles and no rock music. That's because they don't have Tony Hawk. We've already talked about this.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's move on to Control. Oh no. We skipped a bunch. We're gonna do Yoshi's Crafted World.
Yeah.
This is getting another 8 from me.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna give this an 8 too.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful, and I love Yoshi.
Me too.
I just
Yoshi's
love,
stories.
I love the Yoshi games. I love like the N64 Yoshi game.
Yoshi's Island.
Yeah, I loved Yoshi's Island a lot. And this kind of reminds me of that. And it's going to have co-op, a local co-op, which is cool. Break your Joy-Con off, play with a friend. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'm excited for Poochie.
And this is going to be like Woolly World. I really like the aesthetic of Woolly World a lot,
Me too.
So.
But this one, I'm actually more excited about this one than Woolly, just because you have like these like paper plate like towns and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you see the back of them, you see the tape and the string and stuff.
I love that.
It's gonna be so cool.
It's kind of like Paper Mario. I really liked Paper Mario. It was creative. It was unique.
And it's for Switch. It's another Switch game.
Yeah, I was gonna say more for Switch. I can just eat it up. I love it. I want all the Switch shit, dude. I really do.
And then Animal Crossing Switch. I'm giving this bad boy a 10.
I was gonna say I know you're hyped about this.
I'm extra hyped about
I'm gonna
this.
give it a 7.5, but that's because I haven't really had the definitive Animal Crossing experience that like hooks me in yet. You know what I mean?
Have you tried? Have you even tried?
No, well,
Brent?
I played a little bit of the mobile one, but
that's not Animal Crossing.
That's what I'm saying. It's not the same, and I know that it's not the same, so I'm not judging the series by
Have you
that.
played any of the original?
No, not really.
Are you kidding me?
No,
dude?
not really. Yeah, I'm not kidding.
I'm gonna have to get you to play Animal Crossing New Leaf.
I was gonna say when it comes out on Switch, I think I might just go for a whole new thing, because you already know it's gonna be sick on the Switch.
It is, dude. I feel like if this is a really good version of Animal Crossing, like New Leaf was, like you will get lost in this game.
I hope so. I can't wait to try it.
So that's 7.5.
I'm gonna give it 7.5. Yeah,
7.5 from Brent, 10 from me. We're gonna do Control. This one, I'm actually giving a 7.5.
Yeah, I'm also gonna I'm gonna give this 7.5. I would be an 8 because I am hyped about it, but there's not a lot to show for it.
There's not. There's really cool cube movement going on.
Yeah, some cube movement, some floaty people like it. You know what I mean?
Woman talking with gun.
The trailer looks interesting. It definitely seems interesting, and it's from Remedy. We got a pretty good track record. Alan Wake, Max Payne,
Quantum Break.
I didn't like Quantum Break. I wanted to like Quantum Break. I like the actors in Quantum Break. I didn't like the game Quantum Break at all.
Yeah, I heard it wasn't good.
It was like 70 gigabytes, and I finally got it done downloading, and it was just a pile of shit. It's like, why did I have to fucking waste 100 gigabytes of fucking bandwidth to play this piece of shit? Like, no, God. I don't know. I'm sorry. That's maybe a little harsh. It's just not for me. It was not my game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel that. I'm excited to see what it is. Anyways,
me too.
Then we got Dreams. I'm giving this a 5 because I don't have a PlayStation, and 2, I feel like they've been talking about this game for years, and nobody's ever actually seen it. You know?
Yeah, they have. They have like playable demos and shit. They've taken to like conferences and
Yeah,
shown
but
off
I
to
mean, like,
people.
no one's seen the game. Like, no one's been like, this is what the box is gonna look like. Here, you're gonna get this game. And, like, they keep talking about it, and they keep saying it's coming. Like, Dreams is coming. You're gonna be in your dreams and make things that you've never seen before. But then, like, they're not doing that.
But they have like playable demos people have tried.
We're
and-
at the end of the console cycles, bro.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be like a thing that you just, it's a platform, because like people will make games for it and then you play the games on it. Once the PS5
definitely-
drops, ain't nobody going to be on fucking Dreams on PS4.
You never. I mean, they might have like a remake of it for 5. I mean, for the PS5, and then like all the content from 4 is still available. You know what I mean?
Maybe if they do that, then yeah. But if they don't, then it's just like Mario Maker. They made Mario Maker on Wii U. Look at all those games being made over there. You know what I'm saying?
Mario Maker's dope.
It is dope, but I'm saying, like, look at it. No one plays it anymore because nobody has a Wii U, and it's not on Switch.
Yeah.
Like
That's one they should have ported to Switch. That doesn't make any sense that there's not Mario Maker on Switch.
No, it would have been dope, and they could have added like
would've been
Odyssey shit too.
Perfect on Switch. That would have been tight.
Dude, imagine.
I wish
Make
they
your
would do
own
that.
Odyssey levels.
On the go. That would be fun to like challenge your friends. Be like, hey, try my Mario level I just did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but with 3D.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be dope.
That'd be really cool.
Anyways, yeah. So we got that. What'd you get for Dreams? What'd you?
I got a 7 on that, just because it's going to be full VR compatible, which is cool. I just can't wait to play through other people's little worlds. I don't want to make my own worlds at all. I'm lazy. But I want to play through everybody else's creations in VR. I think that'd be fun.
Be nifty. Then we got Gears 5.
Mm.
I'm giving this a 2.
2. I give it a 6.5. It looks fun. It probably will be fun, but I just don't give a shit about Gears of War as a series anymore. Like, it was fun the first couple games. It really was, but they all look the same. They all
play the same.
They all play the same. They all have like the buff characters that like act the same. It's just the same game over and over again. It's kind of my problem with like, I hate to say it, but like it's kind of why I lost interest in Halo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the same kind of thing over and over
It has
again.
a similar look to Halo. Like
yeah, it's less
or the
interesting to
older
me than
Halos.
Halo. Like, hey, I'm still more into Halo than Gears of War. However, I will probably play it because it probably will come to Game Pass. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And most of these games that come to Game Pass, I'm going to give them the old college try
for sure.
because it's why the fuck not?
But I'm just talking about. I'm talking about hype level in general.
hype level in general.
Like,
solid.
are you hyped?
I'm hyped enough to where I will go out of my way to play it.
Okay,
I won't buy it. You know what I mean? But I
Yeah.
will play it.
cool.
You know what I mean? So I'm 6.5, something like that.
Okay, in the Valley of the Gods, I'm
Mm.
giving that a 9. Actually,
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to bump this up to an 8. I had it a little lower, but I'm going to go with an 8 on this one. I really like Firewatch a lot.
I really loved Firewatch, but it's weird to explain why I loved Firewatch.
Same.
There's no explanation.
It's like when you read a good book or something and you just have this like lighthearted feeling like you just,
Oh, yeah.
like experience something. It's hard to describe. It's an experience. It really is. Firewatch is an emotional journey. It's beautiful.
It was, and it was almost on the verge. It was like on that thin line between, okay, this is gimmicky because they didn't have a budget, but at the same time, it was on that line. On the other side of the line, it was like, this is an amazing game. And so you just like walk down that line where like, if you were to just, I guess like step in the wrong area and kind of throw yourself off, the game would suck. But like you just do so well at continuing and not really looking behind the curtains that you're like, okay.
That's the thing. With Firewatch, it's all about like not breaking the illusion and just playing the game like the game wants you to play it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can't play Firewatch like some exploration game or something. You know, you have to play it like the developer intended you to play it. And that sounds boring and limiting from, you know, a normal person's standpoint, I'm sure. But it's such a good game.
Yeah, you get this story. You want to know the ending. You want to find out what happens between these two characters.
And you already know they're going to have a way bigger budget for this game, not only from the success of Firewatch, but with the new companionship with Valve. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
Like, I think we can expect really good things from this.
Definitely.
You know?
Unless they go to the Epic store. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways. And then we got Metro Exodus.
They bypass their own store to go to the Epic store.
Fucking Steam is
It's
just like,
oh, yeah, we're going to have to not go through us.
like, what the fuck, dude? Yeah, so Metro Exodus, I'm giving this a 4. I don't care.
I'm going to give it a 7.5. I enjoyed the Metro 2033 and Metro New Light or whatever it was called. You know?
Yeah.
They were both decent games. You know? My problem with those two games specifically is like the weapons and combat felt a little like dull. You know, and I'm really hoping that they specifically fix that with the new game. I liked the story in those games a lot. I don't know. They had a lot going for them, and I hope that this ends up being like the Witcher 3 to their, you know, series. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like the other two games had a lot of potential. They were just squandered almost. You know what I mean? I don't know.
This one looks more open for sure.
There was some like really epic boss fights and shit in the early Metro games that were really cool and unique to the series. You know what I mean? I hope that we get a lot of that translating over to the new one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
The graphics look great. I hope that you know, that's not just the E3 effect. You know what I mean? But we'll see.
For sure.
Give it a 7.5 from me.
And by the way, guys, these aren't reviews. Obviously, this is just
our hype level on a scale of 1 to 10. You know what I mean?
And are we bleh, or are we? Bleh? You know, that's me throwing up from excitement. We got Mortal Kombat 11. This one I'm giving a 9 because I really want to see what secret characters they put in this one. Obviously, Mortal Kombat's just fun as hell in general. Yeah. I really have what I feel is a knack for Mortal Kombat. Like, I can play pretty well. I
thoroughly enjoy it. I'm not the best at it, but I really like it.
Yeah. And I want to see. I'm really hoping they put it in this one.
That would be awesome.
Something like that.
That would be great.
Yeah, they got to. They got to put it in there. They got to put, like, who else did Michael Myers? Or did they already do Michael Myers?
I'm not sure.
Can't remember.
I think they did in like 9.
Maybe it was 9. No, I can't remember it. But they need to put in some characters.
I know they put Freddy in 9, and I thought they put Michael Myers in 9.
That might have been it. And then in the X, they put Jason.
Alien. And
who
they
else
had
could
Leatherface also in 11 also.
Okay. Yeah, Leatherface. They gotta put in somebody else. Who else could go in there? What if they did?
Oh, they had Predator 2 in 11 also.
I feel like if they want to bring back their name as the most controversial, they should put Ted Bundy.
That'd be fucked up. Did you watch that documentary about Ted Bundy?
No, which it was all right. I've already read all that stuff.
Kind of repeated themselves a whole lot throughout their episodes, but
it's
pretty good.
You want to see the Zac Efron Ted Bundy movie?
I would watch that. I feel like he'd be a great Ted Bundy, actually.
They put the trailer out for it.
Is it really? It's a thing?
Yeah, it's made by the guy who made the documentary.
Oh, I'd watch that.
Yeah.
I'd watch that. I bet it's good.
Yeah, I could see it being good. But yeah, Ted Bundy should be a secret character.
That would be fucking hilarious.
They would get sued.
I would
like
say Chucky,
crazy.
but you probably could. He'd be too short. Everybody would just be punching over his head. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and people get pissed off like how...
It'd be like Odd Job.
It'd be like Yoda in Soul
Calibur, yeah.
Fucking
Yoda was so unfair.
cheap, dude. Anyways, and then we got Pokemon Switch. Giving this a 10.
I give Mortal Kombat a 7, by the way.
Oh, my bad.
Just in case you guys care.
My hype level for Switch Pokemon Switch is 10.
10, yeah. Mine's an 8.
What?
Yeah.
How can you go 8 with hype?
And let me tell you, Let me tell you about that.
Let us know.
For one reason alone. Because this new Pokemon game isn't going to be the Pokemon game everybody thinks it is.
No. I know it's not.
It's going to be... It's just going to be like Sun or Moon. I guarantee it. And
I
on
could
the
see
Switch.
it. I think it's going to be Sun and Moon, but with the new where like the Pokemon are walking around.
Yeah, it's going to have all the same elements from Let's Go Pikachu, but it's going to be like a new adventure. It's going to be just like Let's Go Pikachu, though. I guarantee it.
I don't think it'll be just like it. I think they'll have more battling with trainers and stuff, but I think and with like wild Pokemon, I don't think they're going to keep the whatchamacallit, what is the game? Pokemon Go aspect of it. I think they'll keep the like Pokemon walking around and you can see them, but I don't think it'll be Pokemon Go throw the Pokeball.
I hope so. I hope that it's like classic, see a Pokemon, you battle it. I do like seeing them walking around, you know what I mean? I thought that was really, it kind of helped you pick your battles and stuff. And it was a lot,
and
less
it's easier,
tedious,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, well, I think and it's a dumb thing to have it to where like it's random encounters. At this point in 2019, we don't need random encounters.
Yeah, we really don't.
But I feel like the Pokemon Go aspect on Hey You Pikachu, Let's Go Pikachu and whatnot is their version of like the mainstream game. Like this is the one that all the kids can play and everybody, they're getting a bunch of people interested in Pokemon again.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're going to hit them with that fucking legit ass Pokemon where you got to battle some shit.
But my thing is like, I don't know. I just feel like last year they basically led everybody to believe that this was going to be like that new shit, that crazy next generation Pokemon game that everybody's been talking about for ages, And it's just going to be like every other Pokemon game, I think. I really think that. And I hate to feel that way, but I really think that's what's going to happen. I think we're going to get a very generic Pokemon game, and I'm not upset about that. That's why I still got a solid 8 on it. You know what I mean? Like 8 is pretty solid for me.
Yeah.
And I'm going to buy it probably right after it comes out, and I'm going to play it. Like I'm going to play the fuck out of it. I can promise you that. You know what I mean? But I just don't think it's going to be what I really want. And that is like a different type of Pokemon adventure. I want like something that's not like completely different. Like I want it to be completely uprooted and just redone like from the ground up. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like, I don't know. That's how I feel anyways.
Well, see, I agree with you on all of that, except for I don't think they hyped it up as this big thing. I think people have hyped it up as this big thing. I don't think they've even mentioned anything about it. They were just like, hey, we're working on it.
When they announced it and they said, hey, it might be a few years, like a year or two ago. You remember that?
Yeah.
When they they gave the very vague announcement, they acted like it was going to be like a bigger console quality, like bigger than Hey You Pikachu.
They just said it was mainline. All they said, they were like,
well, no, when they announced Hey You Pikachu, they were like, they made a point to be like, look, this is not the fucking game.
Yeah,
the other game is going to be bigger and crazier and blah blah blah. You know what I mean?
But bigger and literally all they said was that this is not the mainline Pokemon game. That's all they said. They said that even whenever they showed the president guy or whatever, and he was like, hey, everybody, just letting you know, we're working on a mainline next-gen title for the Switch, next-gen Pokemon for the Switch. Just know it's coming. That's all they said. And everyone was like, it's going to be fucking Grand Theft Auto, but with Pokemon. And it's like,
I just want that, man.
I know,
I think everybody else does, too.
Of course.
I think we're not wrong for asking for something a little crazier on the Switch than on the DS.
It's going to be Skyrim Pokemon.
I mean...
Why not?
Are we wrong for asking for that? You know what I mean?
No, you're not. I don't think.
Can we at least get like a Zelda quality that would adventure?
Be so
you know what I mean? Like they look at Breath of the Wild. You know what I mean? Imagine a Pokemon world like Breath of the Wild. You know what I mean?
You gotta stop talking about that, man. You gotta stop it.
That would be fucking dope.
I'm too jazzed about it. Like oh my gosh, I'm still giving it a 10 either way because if it is that game, fuck yeah. If it's not that game, fuck yeah. I got Pokemon Next Gen.
Yeah, either way, I'm going to be happy to have another Pokemon game. I played the fuck out of Let's Go Pikachu, so I could only imagine a story that I haven't tried before,
Yeah, dude. I'm going to be the best.
Anyways,
Psychonauts 2.
This one I'm really hyped about. That was one of my childhood favorites. I'm going to give it a 9.5.
Woo, why not a 10?
I don't know. None of them really deserve a 10 from me on this one.
On
I
the
feel
hype,
like,
on the hype game.
Like
Okay.
10 is like the unicorn. Like 10 was like my hype level for Skyrim VR. You know what I mean? Like I was wicked hyped about that. You know
I
what
remember.
I mean? Like I'm not there on any of these. You know what I mean? I hate to say it, but that's just where I'm at right now.
Yeah,
2019 has not got me hyped enough yet.
I feel that. Psychonauts 2.
But Psychonauts 2 is going to be sick. Probably the most hyped I am about anything. Fucking, first of all, the first Psychonauts is one of the best 3D platform. Probably one of the best 3D platformers ever made. Without a doubt.
It was really cool.
I mean?
It had a really cool story.
The story was cool. Every level was unique. The art style was wonderful. And, like, the trailer for Psychonauts 2 leads me to believe that we're going to get a little more of the same, but with, like, way, it's going to be like, I'm just really hyped about it, man. I can, there's so much potential with Psychonauts as a universe,
Yeah. And I mean, and it's coming from the, one of the, classic like lead singer type style guys in video games, where like his name is on every fucking thing he makes.
Yeah, dude. Tim Schafer is the fucking bomb diggity, man. And
like,
I've recently gotten my hype renewed because they did that VR Rhombus of Ruin.
Oh,
you know
nice.
what I mean? Which is kind of like a bridge between the first game and the second game. It was pretty decent, you know what I mean? But I don't know, it's cool to be in that world for a little bit in VR, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. My hype level is about an 8 because I don't really remember fully the story of the first one. I feel like I need to go back and play.
You can probably get it for like $3 online right now.
You can. I just don't know if it's gonna hold up.
I bet it will.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean,
After
if you're
time?
willing to play through a platformer, you know what I mean?
But and I'm basically hype level 8 on this just for nostalgia, and it's a 3D platformer.
Well, the thing that made the first game so good was its like creative use of the psychic powers or whatever. Like you acquired a new psychic power in like every level, and so like it had that trope of like learning your new power and then mixing it with your other powers to overcome obstacles, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
kind of like
Zelda.
Breath of the Wild. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Which was great.
Yeah.
And then we got Shenmue 3. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a beautiful one.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it like a -14. I don't know shit about Shenmue or Shenmue. Yeah, I don't know anything about it. I don't even know how to say the title. So like nothing against the game, might be great. I have zero hype for it whatsoever.
And it's like, it was cool when it came out because it was like a cinematic game for its time. But, now we've already got those. We don't need to go back to the PlayStation 1 to get our shit. Anyways, last and final is Dragon Ball Z Project.
Yeah, Project Z.
Project Z. I'm actually, this is gonna be a 9.5 from me.
I'm going to give it a solid 9, and I'll tell you why. Because if it does end up just being a total retelling of the Dragon Ball Z story, that's really exciting for me because I haven't actually watched Dragon Ball Z, so it'll be like a fresh story for me, lots of content, you know what I mean? And I'll finally be able to talk to people about Dragon Ball Z stuff,
yeah,
you know what I mean? I'll know what's going on finally, you know what I mean?
And the other thing about this, in the previews, it was all the Japanese voice acting, so like Goku had his tiny voice, where he's like, what? So what? And then like, instead of like, hey, it's me, Goku. Like it was like very weird. So I wonder if the game is going to be all Japanese, like trying to stay true to the anime.
I doubt it. I'm sure they'll have American.
You would hope so.
Voiceovers, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta have those.
But then again, I saw another thing that was, and I have no idea if this is true or if it's just speculation. But I saw somebody else saying there's going to be over 100 hours of content, like as far as gameplay. You know what I mean?
I don't want to get my hopes up for that. Now you're just getting my hype level through the roof.
It wouldn't be hard to do story wise because they have plenty of material to pull from.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Way too much.
And honestly,
it's like how many sagas?
You look at a game like Persona 5 that I spent 120 hours on and didn't even, think about it like it was a chore or anything, If they could pull it off like that somehow, that would be fucking sick. If they could make this game like Persona, but with Dragon Ball Z. That would
That's
be
not
the
gonna
most
happen.
fucking sick shit ever.
These are the guys who did Naruto Shippuden. You know, like you're not gonna get some fucking amazing story RPG game. Like I feel like you're gonna get a little bit of RPG aspect in there. It's gonna be a lot more action than RPG.
I mean, like I said, all I really expect and hope for
is a story.
Is the story.
Yeah.
It's not just a story. It's
the
like
story.
the story.
That would be cool.
I want to play through all of it. You know what I mean?
There's one person I know who will be playing this is Kenny. Kenny loves some
yeah.
Dragon Ball Z. He will fucking probably just never play another game again. But anyways, that's it for the topic. That's the hype level 2019.
Yeah.
Warning.
If we missed anything, guys, let us know, you know?
Yeah. That's what I imagine when I see 2019. Anyways, yeah. Also, let us know how hyped you are. What's y'all's games that you're most hyped for? You know, let us know. Anyways, we're going to jump on over to the People's Champ. Brent, give us the champion.
Yeah. Let me find that champion.
Brent's going to hop on and find our champion. But yeah, I'm super excited for Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Project Action RPZG. They should have called it Dragon Ball RPZ.
Okay, here we go. So, Dylan Parton is the champ.
Dylan!
Hey!
He's back.
He's back. He says, pick a novel that's considered a classic. Now make a game out of it. Example, Moby Dick would
God
be one
damn it.
hell of a open world sailing game.
Okay. All right. I got you. A classic novel. Okay. War of the Worlds.
Oh,
H.G. Wells.
That would be a good one.
Right there. That'll be fucking phenomenal. Why don't we have that already? But I want it to be set in the time, the setting of the book, and not like the fucking Tom Cruise movie. So it's like back in the 1800s, and like everybody's in fucking carriages and shit, and then there's just fucking aliens coming down, and you got to try and survive. And like, you know, there's some stealth options, but then also, I mean, you have to think. You're like this dude in fucking, you know, like fucking Britain at the time. So like all the streets are like cobble and shit.
Oh,
and like,
man, yeah. I like that.
Fucking, you're hiding in these like smoke stacked buildings and shit. It'll be so dope.
Gosh, this is a hard one for me. Fuck, man. Oh, I'm on the spot here.
You know that classic Harry Potter. No, I'm just kidding. No.
Oh, shit.
I'm just kidding. That's not a classic novel. You gotta go.
It's classic.
I think he means classic as in like.
Gotta be like classic.
Like
way.
Blast from the past classic.
All right, this is gonna sound totally fucked up, but I would like Lord of the Flies, the game, where you're like a little kid, right? And you're on this island of little kids, and like you're all divided into like little subsections, and you like have to play through this fucked off story mode where you're like fighting off these like little tribal ass little kids and shit. You know what I mean?
Just bully
It might
mixed
be
with
too-
battle royale.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Ooh, battle royale. That'd make a great game.
Bully royale.
Like, I'm surprised that's not a thing. Like,
Just have a bunch of kids kill each other.
no. I just mean like battle royale, like the movie, not like the theme like for the games, but like the actual movie called Battle Royale.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
surprised that hasn't been made into a game.
I mean, it's Fortnite.
I mean, I guess so technically, but like
It's just
you
not
can add
Asian
like a
people.
horror movie aspect to it almost. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's a good one. I like that. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Take
Yeah.
us on to the listener question.
Okay, let's see what else we got. Yeah. Thank you, Dylan. That was a great question. We got Zach Beasley. He says, "Have y'all heard of Soldier Boy's gaming system? What are your thoughts on it, and would you consider getting one and doing a review?" I think they stopped selling them. Otherwise, I would totally consider getting one and doing a review.
Yeah, they did stop selling them because he was gonna get sued out of his ace.
Yes.
But
that being said, I'm not nearly as mad about Soldier Boy doing this as everybody else is. You know, what it is basically is like a preloaded emulator. You know what I mean? You just plug and play in your TV, and it's like a little box that plays emulators.
it was just a really shitty one.
Yeah, and my thing is you can buy these all over the internet. It's not just Soldier Boy that's doing this. You know, and you can buy way better ones for way cheaper that are loaded with way more games. You know what I mean? For
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I don't know. And my thought is like, again, I would have no problem reviewing. I think it'd be hilarious and fun to review one of Soulja Boy's consoles. I just don't think we can anymore. But if you're really in the market for something like that, there's a lot of good options out there for you.
Yeah, my thoughts on it. Soulja Boy. That's it.
Oh! Have you heard Soulja Boy's new song?
Yes, it was very depressing. That and listening to him go on with Charlemagne the God.
Drake!
Yeah, Drake! It's like, what's that shit he said? He's like, the guy, he's like, the man who hid his kid from the world, but the world couldn't. It's like, what was he even talking about? But he went off.
You don't know what he was talking about?
I know what he was talking about, but I mean, like, the way he said it, like, he was trying to be all philosophical about it. But, like, the whole thing about him being like, he's like, tell me what's really going on. Like, I didn't realize he actually wrote that before Drake did.
And way before.
Maybe Drake was just throwing him some credit.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Maybe,
because all rappers do that. They, they'll like sample some other rapper from the past and be like.
I watched this one video though, and it was like 20 times Drake stole lyrics from other rappers, and it's not just Soulja Boy. He does this too.
Really?
First of all, I saw another video where it's like a different lyric from Soulja Boy that he stole also. It was like really blatant and really like, it wasn't just like a little homage thing. It was like fucking half of the verse for his song.
I've seen that one too, where he's like rapping in the room in the music video, and there's like a dude sitting on the couch, and he's just like going off.
I think so. But then there's another one, and it's like all this other random shit, like just that he allegedly stole from people, and like times where he actually got in trouble for it and shit. Like,
I believe it. Drake seems like a what's the word for it? A horrible person. You see all that shit with like after the R. Kelly docuseries came out? Did you watch that, by the way?
No, I really. Where can I watch that?
It's only on Lifetime.
How the fuck am I supposed to watch it then?
I think it's Lifetime. Yeah, it's Lifetime.
What?
If you have like Vudu, you can get it on Vudu.
Vudu?
Like it's where you like rent and buy movies and TV shows and stuff digitally.
How does everybody watch this?
They bought it. It's like $9 for the whole series. But anyways, yeah, he's a fucking horrible person as well. But like after that, like Drake started getting outed. I watched this really fucking horrifying, cringy video of Drake. Like, oh my god, dude! It was like going around on Twitter. He's like on stage, and he's like, he just like brings this fan up on stage, and it's like this girl, and he's like, yo, damn girl, and he's like talking to her really weird and like creepy, and he like just like brushes her hair back and like kisses her on the neck, like on stage, and everyone's
what the fuck?
Yeah, and he like steps back, and he's like, yeah, and he's like, what you wash your hair with? He's like, is that like Garnier or something like that? And like, I forget what he says, but anyways, so he's like, how old are you?
You use that Aussie shampoo?
Yeah. He's like, yo, how old are you? And she's like 15. He's like, 15? He's like, girl, you gonna get me in trouble up here or whatever? And then he like goes back in and he just starts making out with her again.
What the fuck?
Dude, straight up. Like everyone in the crowd is like, what the fuck? Like he's just like,
whoa.
Yeah, it's so creepy, dude. Like so fucking creepy.
Tell me what's really going on. Dude, what the fuck?
Just, like, if you get the chance, whenever you get the chance, just type in on YouTube Drake underage girl.
15-year-old.
Yeah, and like he's done it multiple times and like admits to it, and he's just like, I'm a changed man now. It's like, dude, you were like 27.
Dude, that is fucking gross, bro.
It's fucking weird. Anyways, thanks R. Kelly, and we're gonna get on to the listener questions, other ones. What do we got?
We got Sarah Brock here.
What's up, Sarah? Happy
What's
birthday.
Up, Sarah? Happy birthday. She says, with the release of Mortal Kombat 11, who do you hope to see return? What celebrities do you like to see the characters played by if other movies were to be made?
Oh, okay, like celebrities to make a Mortal Kombat movie. So I've already said I want Ted Bundy in this next game. And if they really want to take it like all the fucking way, R. Kelly needs to be in this next game.
His fatality is he just pisses on you,
and it's like acid piss. And the Ted Bundy, like he just like, I don't even want to say what happens with Ted Bundy. But anyways, but yeah, so like maybe some serial killers, like famous serial killers. I know it sounds like a terrible idea, but
I really liked your It idea. I think It would be a perfect character.
It would be a perfect idea, but you got to think Mortal Kombat gained its notoriety from its controversy. And
we need Shaggy.
Now, now things are too... It's like any game can be as gory and as graphic as, Mortal Kombat. It's like normal to see fucking Resident Evil 2, remake.
Okay, you want controversy?
Yeah, we need controversy.
The DLC character should just be an infant child.
That wouldn't be controversy.
A baby. Yeah, it would.
Is it just
because everybody's fatality would still work on the baby. And the baby would not be able to defend itself. They would just beat the shit out of the baby.
Oh
and then
God.
Just rip its fucking spine out and shit. And
Babality, dude.
I forgot about that. Yeah. The Babality.
I could see it happening. But for the movie, I don't know. I'm trying to think. What would today's movie look like? It'd probably look like a Marvel movie. You'd probably have like...
except for really brutal.
Maybe.
No, it's Mortal Kombat, dude.
Yeah, but we live in the world where everyone gets offended by everything,
Except for extreme violence.
Yeah, we seem to be okay with John Wick, I guess.
Yeah, so I say, like, that's the only thing that doesn't offend people is people dying in horrible ways.
Can't go wrong with that. What if we're slowly going back to where we have, like, public hangings and stuff like that? Like we're just so offended to the point to where we're like, kill that man. And like, it's like, what did he do?
History repeats itself, bro.
What if, oh my God, what if that was real? Anyways, that's terrifying. And George Carlin just like makes a podcast about it. Anyways, yeah, who would Liu Kang be? Who would play Liu Kang?
Liu Kang?
Yeah.
Jackie Chan? No, I'm just kidding.
What if it was like Jackie Chan was Liu Kang, but it was like the storyline's like based in like a weird future, and like he's got to like teach them about Mortal Kombat and everything. Like, I don't know.
Have you ever seen the movie Bloodsport with Jean-Claude Van Damme?
A long time ago.
You know the big Asian guy he fights at the end of the movie?
Yes.
I feel like that guy in his youth, in his prime, would have made a perfect Liu Kang.
What if they got the guy from To All the Boys? No, what is that movie called? I'm sorry. I was thinking of the wrong movie. That sounds terrible. But Crazy Rich Asians. Because he's like the hottest Asian star right now. Like
I have no idea who you're talking about.
He's got worldwide acclaim.
Oh, you know who'd be good?
Who's that?
The fucking 1FC light heavyweight champion Ang La On Song.
Oh, dude, I like that.
He looks like he would be the perfect person for that role, except for his tattoos. If you like, but I'm sure you could use movie magic to like cover it up or whatever.
Oh, they got Ronda Rousey playing Sonya Blade.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
True that.
They could just do a whole MMA like cast.
That would be kind of tight, actually, because like they would know like what the moves should look like and stuff. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
I think the fight scenes would end up really cool if you did that. You know what I mean?
Hell
and they wouldn't be afraid to like hit each other and stuff. You could probably make it just like, all right, you guys like
actually hurt each other now.
I mean,
take this blade.
They could probably make it look a lot more realistic. I feel like, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah. Or yeah, no, that's a good idea. Or wrestling people. I don't care. It's not like it would be a high quality movie.
Yeah.
I just want it to happen. Remember the Dead or Alive movie? My God.
Oh my God.
I can't believe
that was
happened.
one of the worst movies ever made.
Yes, it was.
Like without a doubt.
Do we got any more questions?
We've got Zach again. He says, any info on the Smash Bros. DLC coming out soon?
Nothing. There is no news on that yet.
Not too much. We know Joker is going to be the first character for the Fighter Pass. We know he's going to have his own stage. We know 4 more characters are coming after that. And we know that Piranha Plant is free right now.
Yeah.
If you get him right now. If not, you'll have another chance to get him, but you'll have to buy him.
Damn. Yeah, and you had to have a pre-order of the game, I think, to get them, right?
No, I think you just had to buy it before a certain time and then register it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's it for listener questions. Brent, we need our This Week in Gaming History to wrap the show up with. What do you got for us? Give us a platform. Give us a date. Not a, let me guess this one. I want to guess it.
January 9th, 2004. I want to say it's the Game Boy Advanced.
Oh, okay. Is it?
It was a Japanese release. It wasn't the American release. This is only in Japan.
Oh, so I wouldn't guess it,
You
huh?
might guess it. Just guess.
Okay, it only came out in Japan.
Well, it came out everywhere. This is just at this specific date.
So it's got to be a Pokemon game.
Well, I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, okay, so it's a Pokemon. Is it Ruby?
Nope.
It's on Game Boy Advance?
No. Yeah, it is, I think.
Then it would be Ruby. Or
No.
Emerald. What is it?
It's Fire Red
Oh, god damn it.
and Leaf Green.
Which one was Ruby on?
I think Ruby was on Advanced also. Or, well...
No, it might have
no,
been DS.
Yeah. No, Ruby and Sapphire were also on Advanced.
I forgot about Fire Red and Leaf Green.
Yeah, they were sweet. They've remade the original one so many times, but I'm not mad about it.
I'm also mad about it. Anyways, but is that it? That's this week?
Yeah, that's just, sorry, it was kind of a
It's Pokemon.
slow week.
This is a slow week in history. But yeah, that's it, guys. So remember, you've been listening to GameSpeak Podcast, courtesy of CreateForSanity.com. The show posts for free every Wednesday on all podcast directories. Be sure to submit any questions you want read on the show to GameSpeak Podcast Facebook group, which is facebook.com/group/GameSpeak Podcast. Check out our video content on YouTube, where the video version of this episode will go up. All you have to do is search Create for Sanity. It's all one word. And if you want to stay up to date with your boys, you can find me on Twitter at the handle @JoffreyJamel and Brent at BrentHas1. That's the number 1. And check out the GameSpeak Podcast Instagram. Until next time, listeners.